gonna win this game, dude. I'm very excited. Hopefully this all goes well. Give us a second while I realize that I haven't really done anything. Get my glasses. Alright. Let's just do this real quick. So we're gonna go take over Darkside is sort of the plan. Go take over Darkside, win the game. And yeah, then tomorrow it's the new Star Wars game. Which I'm very much looking forward to. I'm a big Star Wars guy. I like Star Wars a lot. I like XCOM a lot. So XCOM Star Wars sounds hype. I should do this while I'm here. Sorry, I gotta get everything ready. You know how it is. You know how it is, boss man. Why didn't I just do that in one swoop? Who knows, dude? Yeah, so I don't. Nothing. We're gonna win the game, and then we're gonna do a couple of little like side quests for after we've won the game, because there's a couple of things we can do. So we're gonna do them, and then that's the game one. And depending on how long that takes, we might start doing a hardest difficulty playthrough where we're gonna use an exploit to make sure everything turns out in our favor. We may or may not. I might just do that in my own time, because then I'll skip through everything. The game will take a couple of hours to win, I imagine, if you're not reading and you know what choices you're going to make. So we'll be doing that. Should be good. And then XCOM Star Wars, dude. Alright. Okay, you know what I love when you open YouTube and you just get shorts, dude? Sarcasm, I hate it. It shouldn't be doing what is it that does that? There's a site that you open up and it just it's TikTok. TikTok. Now, I'm not a TikTok guy, I don't really like TikTok. But yeah, TikTok does that. God, I hate it, because it's just cancer. TikTok's cancer. Is my humble opinion. If you like it, that's there's nothing wrong with that. I just my first experience with TikTok is I was with a chick, and we're in a car, and she was like showing me all of these TikToks, and every single one was basically like diagnosing like with illnesses of like bipolar and stuff, and I was like, yeah, this is why people like think they're sick when they're not. Like, you're actually just like a perfectly like normal human being. You don't have some like crazy, they diagnose people with everything, but self-diagnosis is going to be one of the worst things you can do, because you're just gonna, yeah, that's crazy. Anyway, don't diagnose yourself with stuff, it's not good. But she was a good lass. She was a good lass. Right, so we're going to get into it. I think. Who knows, bro? Who knows? Let's go. Let's go win this game. Then after Star Wars game, there's a game I've been meaning to stream for quite some time called Tyranny. I really want to stream a game called Tyranny. I think that game might be an absolute masterpiece that nobody really talks about, or that I haven't seen much on, because I played through the first part of that, and that game is absolutely incredible. Highly recommend. And by the game, I mean I only played the first opening, like, chapter part, and the first opening chapter part is really, really, really good. Right, so I believe we're in the location. We need to be here, right? And then we meet Carmen. He's going to make us pay to meet him, which is cool. Right, well, we should eat first and stuff, just... Oh, dude, I'm excited. The wheat shelf is surprisingly welcome for what was an old Solheim canteen. The corporate bones are still there, metal stools, a strip of service windows, sheet metal walls, but over tens of thousands of cycles since the collapse, they have been softened, the exchange laid with Doritis of human's existence. Doritis of human existence, I don't know what that means really. As you wait at the bar with Seraphine, you look at the planters welded into the walls, the scrolled messages, the layers of stickers and flyers and posters, the amber light fittings replacing the old fluorescent ships, the gear racks lined with farmer packs and netting bulging with crates and canisters, along with the low rumble of conversation coming from the off-shift farmers. It all lends a warmth to the place, one that helps soothe your nerves ahead of the meet with Carmine. You and Seraphine lean side by side at the bar, facing towards the room. You both watch Flint just across, who insisted on coming along. Oh god, I forgot how much I hated Flint. Seraphine clears his throat. What do you think of Candace? A sudden question makes you look over him, and you see him playing with his coin spinning in his palm. She's cool, man. You should date her. Me too. Seraphine smiles to himself, closing a hand on the coin. I think, he pauses and starts again, we kind of have a thing. He shakes his head. You know what I mean. I noticed. Yeah, he smiles. I thought you might. Well, Seraphine sighs and stretches. I guess I just wanted to know. We're thinking of how to respond when the bartender taps you on the shoulder and nods towards the door to the back room. It's time. You look over at Seraphine and Flint, who is already approaching you. You give them a nod and head inside. The back room is metal walled and lined with racks of Solheim tech. You see colours and auto wash units piled up with dead terminals and servers. At the end, a window looks out across the greening glass of the Greenbelt Farms. Dude, I just want to say again, I really have thoroughly enjoyed this game. Why I'm bringing that up again, I don't know. It's a cool game. You made it, Carmen smiles, backlit by the window. We have a lot to discuss. Let's get to it then. Flint, if you don't mind, Carmen nods at the other sleeper as they enter and gestures towards the door. Flint turns to you. I'll be outside. They slow the door shut, standing guard on the other side. We have to take some precautions. Even here, Carmen gestures for you to come closer. So, Seraphine, is this plan of ours looking any more reasonable? That depends on what your crew can bring to the table. Carmen glances at you. We're going to need a lot of work to direct the data Akita gave you towards those we need to see it. Who's that? Absubo primarily. They should know about their boss's betrayal of the belt, and secondly, all of Darkside. They need to know what we do. Will they turn on him? Hard to tell without being there. You know better than me how much infighting is going on with the Subo, but my suspicion is the recent expansion has stretched them pretty thin. Then we make contact with Akita as soon as we make it into Darkside. Seraphine looks at you. We just need to stay under laser radar. Is this going to be another, like, dice rolling mission? The thought of Laine brings the memory of his attempted takeover to the front of your mind, the feeling of him slipping behind your eyes, moving your frame. That can't happen again. Apologies, we do not want to interrupt, but we must interject on your current course. Overseer appears in the void, flickering nervously. Encounter with Laine would likely be catastrophic. Overseer 3 forms orbit you. As we have mentioned, On arrival on Hapap, we must immediately seek the mainframe from which we can recover the codebase and reconstruct ourselves. We would then be able to aid you in the defense against being overwritten. We're going to do that. I love the Overseer. He's a fantastic character. This is our recommended course. The 3 heads non-simultaneously and decisively. Still with a sleeper? You come back to Seraphin's concerned face. You drop for a second. Explain the Overseer. You and Seraphin and Carmen. You tell Seraphin and Carmen about the Overseer, about how the old Solheim protocol slipped into your frame from the prime ship mine Jingming used in the diagnostic process of Overseer's production, from Laine's attempts to control you, to his proposal to make the protection effective through the old mainframe of Darkside. They listen quietly. Seraphin carefully watching you as you explain. Revealing all this, you feel the burden of holding that knowledge alone being lifted. This changes things. Carmen turns and looks at the large window at the back of the room, towards the glass canopy of the farms. We can't take on Laine without protecting you from him. Carmen turns his back. You should look for the mainframe. I'll make contact and we'll be ready when you are. But this has to remain a secret from Laine and Absubo. If you are revealed, I'm not sure I will be able to recover you. By the time you have ensured your safety, I will have put together a plan with Akita to expose Laine. We take it step by step. The crux will be to find a way to disseminate the data we have on Laine or his gang, or even Darkside at large. Carmen stops. The path ahead is still unclear to him. There is a nervous intake of breath from Seraphin. You share his apprehension. There are so many variables at play here. Some of the old tech strapped to a nearby rack flickers with a cascade of status lights. You all turn to look, and as you do, monitors and servos spinning within the machines, whining and groaning. They harmonize and they begin to produce a voice. Our apologies. The voice is shrill and disordered. We must interpose ourselves. You recognize the tone immediately. Overseer. We are regretful. Solheim hardware in this room provided the opportunity for us to speak for ourselves. If the pile of servers the Overseer was controlling could look any more apologetic, you imagine it would. I understand. We are a servo clips and skips a rotation. Thankful. We ascertain you require dissemination of data within facility you target. The whine pitches higher as the motor increases in speed. As a Solheim protocol, we have capabilities to instigate station-wide announcement and messages, so you could blast out Laine's betrayal through the Darkside corporate headlines that flood the network with it. Seraphin looks impatiently at the screeching pile of scrap. If that is what you require of us, we are pleased to serve. The shrill tone of the response makes you cringe. Carmen has been listening. Oh my god, my voice is going already. This is not good, chick. Let me just cough and I should be fine. But now, he interjects. Why would we trust you? He glances in your direction. You seem to be little more than a parasite in the sleeper system. Yo, Carmen. Yo. Don't disrespect Overseer like that, man. He's a G. He's one of the crew, man. If we use your unflattering analogy, then you will understand that a parasite requires the body of a host to live. The monitor shudders. We will ensure the sleeper's continuance. And afterwards come and fold his arms. When you have what you want, will you regain your codebase from the mainframe? Will you still do as we ask? We will endeavour to do so. The acrid smell of the burning motors now fills the room. But we will undergo a transformative refactoring. We will become whole again, so we cannot speak to our actions in the future with certainty. Seraphin and Carmen exchange concerned looks. We will do what you require. We will protect the sleeper. We will disseminate the data. We are a service protocol. We will serve. The monitors and the servos stutter and whine and then go still. The status lights blinking and then fading to darkness. Overseer has retreated. We aren't actually going to do what the ghost says, are we? Seraphin looks between you and Carmen. The offer is tempting, and one that unfortunately we cannot refuse. Carmen sighs, but we must proceed with extreme care and caution. What do you think, Sleeper? Seraphin meets your eyes. Dude, I trust Overseer. Seraphin sighs. Then that's that. We have our plan. Carmen turns to the sleeper. You and your crew will find the mainframe and access it, and I will find Akita. She will help us disseminate the evidence of Laine's collusions through Itsubo, and then as a fallback overseer we'll send it through the old networks to all of Darkside. A simple plan until you get to the details. Seraphin looks down frustrated. Speaking of plans, I have a present for you, one that will improve our chances. Carmine pulls a box out of the nearest rack. One you hadn't noticed before. The hinge opens, revealing a chunk of tech you don't recognize. It's a spoof responder. It will conceal your ship on approach to Darkside. Give it a new identity, one unlikely to draw attention from Itsubo controlling the docking admin. Seraphin takes the transponder and turns it over. Where did you get this? Even retired mercenaries have their secrets. Carmen smiles. Seraphin looks to you. I will be with you this time, Sleeper. He nods. We should think who else we want on the station too. I agree, Carmen interrupts. Make sure you trust those you bring with you and prepare as best you can. We can't know how this will play out. You nod. You'll get one shot at this. Dude, I don't want the other guy to come. Like if this is an actual mission, I haven't used him in any missions. I don't know what his abilities are. I'd rather just take probably Bliss and Eugene. They seem like Eugene always rolls really well, and I mean Bliss will take because Akita's there, and she's good at interface. Then we are ready. Carmen takes a breath. I have my own way of getting onto Darkside, but here, he passes you a small strip of plastic stamped with numbers. My private frequency. You are on approach to Darkside. Message me and I will sync up my transit. He points at the transponder in Seraphin's hands. Just make sure to install that first. Seraphin nods. We got it, he sighs. The weight of the task ahead suddenly very apparent. Well, I suppose that's it. Carmen gives you both a serious look. Look, it is, he smiles. Don't leave me waiting long. There'll be more time when all of this is over. Time when you don't have to keep looking over your shoulder, I hope. You leave Carmen in the back of Wheatsfield, Flint sliding open the door as you leave. It takes the entire journey back to the ship for your nerves to settle. The end of the ordeal is so close, and yet it feels like an impossible leap to get there. Perhaps in a handful of cycles you will know how impossible or how possible it is. Fuck. So how are we feeling about this Solheim protocol in your head? Seraphin doesn't look up from installing the transponder, a set of wires and cables waving loosely around him in the low light of the cockpit. Overseer is okay. Glad to hear it, although you'll have to forgive me for being a bit concerned. He begins unscrewing a panel beneath the flight console. Maybe you could have mentioned it earlier. Oh, well, for what reason? Seraphin clips his magnetic screwdriver to the side of the console base and turns his face to you, dusting off his hands. I've understood for a while now, Sleeper, that there are things that you experience that I even can't come close to knowing how they feel. But that doesn't mean I don't understand you as a person. Seraphin gives you a concerned look. I knew you are secretive, defensive, and I know there are reasons for that. I also know you are warm and kind and generous to those on this ship with you. Seraphin pauses, collecting his thoughts. I trust you, Sleeper, and I won't question that. But please hold on to what's human in you, because that is what I'm holding on to. Seraphin stops, his eyes a little wide, his tone a little unsure. Then he finds himself again, settles his emotions, and turns back to the transponder. That's right. Right, that's it. He twists something beneath the console. Spoof transponder is in. There's nothing keeping us out of Darkside. You exchange looks. Say the word when you want to go. Dude. Oh, we actually can just travel there. Confirm vector. Select your crew. Right? We take Bliss because of Akita. And she has really, really high stress apparently. I didn't realize that. And then we take Eugene. Hold up. See, these guys, we could take Nia. While Nina doesn't have as much stress, she does have a plus in any interface skills. But I think we have a plus in any interface. Let's just go with Bliss and Eugene, dude. They're pretty cool. Right, Sleeper. Do you want the honor? Seraphim is strapped in the pilot seat, guiding the rig towards Darkside. You take the strip of plastic Carmen gave you, and copy the frequency into the comms window of the console. You type the message. Heading to Darkside, executing plan, heading in, good luck. The console chimes, the message is sent. You hope Carmine is in range to receive it. You search inside your mind, wanting to find Overseer, but you feel no presence. You hope they will be ready when called for. You look ahead, out of the cockpit, towards the distant glimmer of Darkside. Time to take on Laine. We're coming, baby. Nice first day rolls. If this is a... Wait. This isn't a... This might be... Is this a quest? Is this a job? Yes, it is. 5 supplies. Okay, this is a job. When Seraphim finally brings the rig into the Sunwood docks, everyone in the cockpit lets out a sigh of relief. The approach was simple, routine even. Checking in with the port administration being assigned to the dock, bringing the rig to a stop, all of it familiar, but all laced with the tension of knowing that at any point it could all go very wrong. The spoof transponder works. Seraphim shakes his head. So at least we know Carmen's as good as his word. Was there any doubt? Well, Seraphim shrugs. I've got used to things not going to plan by now. He shuts down the engine and unclips from his seat. But I guess there is still plenty of time for that. You see Bliss nervously staring out at Darkside. They notice you looking and smile a weak smile. The real test for Carmen is connecting with Akita safely. If Utsubo finds they stop themselves, she's in serious danger. Bliss seems nervous as you have ever seen them, and you wonder if it is the job that is weighing on them or the possibility of seeing Akita again. Well, we'll see. Eugene stretches. Either way, I'm on call to put out anyone who tries anything. He grins. You try to imagine Carmine somewhere on Darkside, perhaps smuggling himself aboard a freighter or among the crew of a trusted ally. You hope he is as confident as he seems about finding Akita. We need to spend less time worrying about Carmen has to do more about what's ahead of us. Seraphim turns to you. The facility Hap, was it? I'm guessing that's deep below all of us. Seraphim gestures towards the vast accumulation that is Darkside, a city that grew on the back of Hap, solar cells layer by layer. It's a chaotic structure, is neither planned nor regulated, but the foundation it is built on should be as formal as any corporate facility. That means we need a path into the foundations. I suggest we don't just take the first one we find. Seraphim continues. We scope out the area, carefully, quietly look for the path right to the heart of the place. What about Utsubo? Well, thanks to the spoof transponder, they don't know we're here. Let's keep it that way. We're right behind you, Sleeper. Bliss forces a smile. Let's start the search. Seraphim nods. I'll hold the rig down. We don't want you losing your exit route like last time. He winks. Here, he hands you a comm earpiece. I salvage it from the suit's helmet. It isn't secure, but as long as Utsubo don't know we're here, it should be fine. I'll let you know as soon as I hear from Carmen. His eyes meet yours. Go get this done, Sleeper. You nod. This is what it all comes down to. Fuck. Okay, well this is not too bad. It's a double endure. Let's throw a 6 into that bad boy. Damn, okay, we're kind of popping. Let's do this. Make that a 6. Let's throw this in. Bliss, I just need you to get a neutral outcome to really help me here. Good job, team. If we can do this in day one, that would be huge, dude. I don't think we can, though. Dude, if Bliss got a slightly better roll. Oh, there's no point risking Eugen for that. We'll have a nap. We'll do it the next day. Let's roll a 4 on this bad boy, hopefully we pass. We got some stress from that. Let's roll this one. Oh, this underside of Darkside looks terrible. It's just all the white. I guess it's lights, maybe? Who knows? As you are gliding down the dark tunnel, descending deeper below Darkside, your earpiece begins to hiss with static. Sleeper, Seraphin's voice, distant, faint, calm, and contact met with target. You strain to hear the rest of the message, but the static overpowers his voice. You stop and push the earpiece in deeper. Continue, stay safe. The line goes dead. Bliss stops and turns back to you in the tunnel. Sounds like Carmen has made contact with Akita. They look behind them. We should keep moving. The sooner we hit the mainframe, the better. You feel their concern for Akita despite everything. You continue descent down, ducking under thick cables and collapsed beams. The busty urban life of the city above seems far away now, hidden from your senses. Its rumble and brightness has been replaced by the cloying dark and a growing oppressive heat. Darkside and the HAPEP facility it was built on has been running unrestrained ever since the collapse, gathering huge volumes of energy, more than its residents could ever use, and you feel like you can sense it in the walls, running like a torrent just behind the thin skin of metal and rubber. A large portion of the vast amount of the current running through the station is radiated in the void as heat, making Darkside a typically humid station, but down here the heat is drier and more intense. Sections of the wall glow with fiery intensity. Well, that's not good. The tunnel levels out and light blasts through the shutter-striped viewing windows on either side, illuminating the passage in stripes of burning white. Through the gaps you can see a labyrinth of walkways and scaffolding tucked into the margins of the vast solar cells. The heat washes over your vinyl skin, making you tense against it. The underside of the Darkside must be crossed. Substructure. We have a double endure. God, okay, and my team's fucking useless on this one. Okay, no, they're not. Bliss, why did I bring you? I thought I brought you for hacking reasons. Let's give him a 6. Let's give us a 5. We'll throw the 3 in there and hope that we get a neutral outcome. We got a positive outcome, that's actually nuts. Day 2, and we've already found the HAPEP facility. We're doing pretty good. In your exploration of the HAPEP facility, you have seen through viewing windows and shutter slats a huge blister projecting out among the hex-shaped cells. You have approached it, circled it, and now you find yourself passing into it through a layer and layer of broken and corroded safety doors. Even if you had not felt Overseer stirring, you would know this is the mainframe, but you have felt Protocol's presence relentlessly turning over in your mind like a sleeping animal, occasionally probing your senses, tracking your progress. We feel at home. Overseer. Multiple bodies stretch out their arms as if basking in the sunlight. The system's network signals are all fractured and weak, but we know them. Each of the broken heads shares part of a smile. They are welcoming us. So what I think we should do right now, I don't know if this is part of the game or not, but great storytelling, I think, would be we use Overseer for protection against Laine till we defeat Laine, and then it seems like slotting the Overseer into Darkside and then letting Overseer rule Darkside might be kind of cool. Sleeper, Bliss's concerned face swims in your vision. Is this it? You look around, suddenly aware that you have drifted somewhere you do not recognize in the state you are not in control of. The spherical chamber that you float within has a mezzanine set around its circumference, and the floor a metal grating you see through. On the mezzanine are banks and banks of terminals, thick gathered cables snaking away from them across the floor. All of it bakes in the heat of Hapep's vast resistors. You follow the cables with your eyes. They lead to a cylindrical column coming down from the apex of the chamber. It is corroded and bent a little, with a few of its thousands of lights still flickering. Even in its decayed state, you know immediately this is the mainframe. You feel the yearning towards it, one you know comes from the Overseer, but as you look around the connected points you see are all bent out cables, rusted sockets and broken terminals. The glow of warmth makes you feel woozy. You need to work quickly to bring this back online before the current flowing through this place bakes you into the metal of its walls. Hapep core. Alright guys. Throw a 6 in there. Throw a 4 in there maybe. The worst that happens is she gains stress, and that's not a big deal. Oh, +2 stress, okay. Little bit of a big deal. Let's go and have a nap. It's crazy that I brought her for like one job, and that job hasn't really come up. Like, she's here for one reason. This is not terrible rolls. This is actually pretty good. We'll probably be able to do this just with her. Sorry, I've lost the mark, lost what I was doing there. If you input too many commands at once and cancel stuff, it makes it annoying. Right, so we have a 6 we can use. I think we just throw the 4 in there for the double positive. The column of the mainframe pulses with fractured lights, a scattered wave of systems awakening, accompanied by the whine and stutter of machines all around. The mainframe is up. Bliss looks nervously around the room, now shaking and shimmering with energy. Let's get the Overseer in there so we can leave. You reach out of the primed connector. With your other hand, touch the socket and base of your synthetic skull. As you do, a sharp shock runs through your fingers. For a moment, it feels like your vision doubles, but as you pull the connector and its cable across your vision, you see it is only your body that is doubling. The connector is a stable object, while your arms leave ghostly imprints through the air. You wave it back and forth, but the multitude of arms does not follow. Each instead takes on a life of its own, grabbing around your forearm and wrist, taking control of your arm. You feel their force as they push your arm across your body over your shoulder. They push once more and the connector finds its home in the socket. That familiar but stronger rushing, rapid, then a figure, 3 figures descending into it. A swimmer stepping into a river, a sleeper drifting out of an airlock, a symbol being subsumed into a sign, and you, little more than a witness, a marionette, its strings outstretched, map, hand to hand, leg to leg, to another. The flow freezes, the 3 figures almost overlapping, almost complete but not quite. Their triple eye look back at you in horror. The voice shrill, silent head, there's someone else in here. Heat glazing your thick vinyl skin, the mainframe a whirlwind of chaos and lights and sounds. A brightness then it fades, the light shutting off, the servers powering down. A signal blinking light is the only thing left on the dark column, keeping time like a metronome. Sleeper, what just happened? Bliss looks at the dark column of the mainframe. Did we get something wrong? Your eyes close as you try to recall the events that happened when you connected, playing them back in greater detail. Overseer was there, entering the mainframe, said something froze the system, locked them in place. What did they say? Someone was in there with them. You open your eyes. Was this a trap? Someone else took control. As you speak, a fizzling static fills one ear. You flinch, thinking is some new invasion of your system, but then you hear Seravan through the haze. Sleeper, come now, waiting the rig. It's no use, you have to ascend to find out what's going on topside. You look at the mainframe with its single, holy shit, blinking light. Still keeping time? It looks like the Overseer will have to wait. That's, I gotta say, the dumbest idea ever. We literally can't do anything without the Overseer, man. Like, Laine can just take control of our body. Why on earth would we... Like, this is kind of like the priority. Everything else doesn't really matter. Overseer is still key to all this, but you hope you can get the protocol out. But you need to hear what Seraphim has to say. You make your way out of the core, ascending back through the layers of habit back into the docks. Seraphim meets you at the docking tunnel. There, waiting inside, he shakes his head and then nods towards the airlock. Come on. You crossed onto the ship in silence and find Carmen in the cockpit, looking out at Darkside as it sprawls across the stars. Sleeper Carmen turns, sorry to pull you away, but you need to know what's coming. What's going on? This idiot blew my cover. Of course he did. You turn to Akita, and as Akita enters through the cockpit, you and Seraphim immediately clock to the fresh bandage sleeve around her right forearm. I think you did a pretty good job of that yourself, Carmen retorts. You see a twinkle in his eyes that suggests the back and forth is well practiced part of their friendship. Perhaps, but we'll never know now. After you intervene to rescue me, his hand goes to her bandage arm almost instinctively. The Psubra know we're here? No, not you. Akita shoots you a look. But we aren't exactly on speaking terms anymore. I passed the data to Akita and she tried to broach it with Itsubo. Carmen folds his arm, but Laine was more paranoid than we expected. He was listening in. Either that or his lapdog Dachi ratted us out. She shakes her head. I would have put him down if he hadn't got the jump on me. Either way, Carmen cuts back in calmly. I had to pull Akita out. Carmen turns back to look over Darkside. The information we did get through though. And now Itsubo is in crisis and its members side with or against Laine. Meanwhile, Dachi is hunting us. Akita screws up the faces, which means we need to be careful. And that's why I called you in. Seraphim pulls a hand on your shoulder. You need to watch your back. Indeed, Carmen turns to face you. But how about the mainframe? Have you been successful? You explain the events of this cycle, the mainframe booting up, the successful connection, and then the Overseer being locked inside, froze by some other force. You mentioned their warning, there's someone else in there. Carmen nods thoughtfully. Unfortunately, we need that mainframe more than ever. With Akita out of it, Subo, we have to get word out. Carmen's right, Subo will be distracted by these revelations, but it won't last without further proof. They all line up behind Laine in time. We have to free Overseer. We need the mainframe. Overseer is just our access tool. No, Overseer is how I survive. Okay, Carmen? God damn. Overseer is the only one who can stop me from dying, I'm pretty sure. Because he's the only one that can stop Laine from taking over my body. If the protocol has been locked away by some counter-protocol agent, I wouldn't be surprised if it can be traced back to Ipso. Akita looks at Carmen. I know the locations of a few of Itsuro's network nodes. We should hit them first. No, we need to stay under the radar, Sleeper, and their crew will investigate the nodes quietly. Carmen nods at you. You and I will run interface. Keep Yusuba away from these locations as best we can. Isn't that safe? For us, she taps a finger on her chest. We've done this before. Akita winks. It will be nostalgic. You think of the feeling of the stasis you felt when the Overseer was trapped, and the power required to halt the flow of the mainframe as vast and intergrown as the HAPEP one. Could it just be an super hacker? You doubt it. Seems like we have a plan, Seraphin looks between you all. That we do. I will need to keep running comms between us. Carmen turns to you. Sleeper, Akita will give you the locations to dig into, but keep it quiet. Dachi is out there and this isn't as easily avoided as some low-ranking enforcer. She slaps on top of a couple of crates of supplies you hadn't noticed before. Consider these a parting gift as my tenure at Ipsubo. Swipe them from a gang storehouse. She grins. Thought you might need a resupply. Alright, Carmen addresses the room. Keep quiet and keep in touch. We can still pull this off. Damn, we get a resupply now? So ideally... I don't know. I don't know how to finish that thought. Ideally, you probably want to do everything before you enter the node, and then have have it be a fresh day with fresh supplies. I mean, we were only one dice deep, so it didn't really matter. Goddamn, is Eugene actually completely useless here? Fuck, he is too. Oh, this is going to take us a couple of days then, I think. Right. So we'll say, now that I know more about this game, I don't think doing the very hard's going to be like. So we've played this through on normal difficulty, and we haven't really struggled. I mean, it's very much like the first one, where it's like the start of the game is the hardest part of the game. Once you get a couple of levels going, it's that first couple of sections that's the real trouble. Damn, he just got some stress on that. Can you hit this, please? Bliss? Fuck. I don't believe it. Carmen stares through the shutters at the viewing window of a smooth, squat ship tucked in the derrick blade between the hexes. How long has it been here? When the nodes were hacked and the trace established, you imagine it might lead to an Ipsubo operator, or perhaps an old subnode containing an aggressive Solheim protocol gone mad with isolation, but not this, never this. A Setnet ship tucked into the belly of Darkside like a parasite. We need to move on that ship now. Akita is already adjusting her gear, preparing an assault. We hit an Ipsubo safe house for weaponry. There's one. Gammon holds up his hand. This is a gift, don't be brash. He turns back to face the both of you. All we had up until now was data, conversations, evidence easily denied by or destroyed by Laine, but a Setnet ship hidden inside the station. Carmen nods grimly. There are hundreds of crew, thousands of residents who would give everything to protect Darkside from the war. Carmen turns back to his ship, silhouetted against the starlight. All we need to do is point them in the right direction. We turn Darkside on the ship. And on Laine at the same time. Carmen nods grimly. We leak it all, send it through the mainframe, the ship's location, the evidence of Laine's betrayal, all of it. Are you forgetting one thing? She interrupts. Until that ship leaves or is taken, there is still the mainframe locked down, and we can't blast out its location through the network without taking it on first. Carmen pauses, considering his options. You look out at the ship, half concealed in the bay. It looks sleek, dangerous. What defenses might a ship like that deploy when threatened? Carmen and Akita exchange looks. Then, we attack first. Carmen and I will distract the ship's occupants, turn their focus away from the mainframe, then you, Sleeper, hit the mainframe and force them out. As soon as the Overseer is released, you send out everything. Once it hits the network, our backup will come. He gives Akita a grin look. This is so cool. We only have to hold them off for as long as it takes the other crews to realize what is happening. The plan feels desperate, and you know that Carmen and Akita think so too. Will Darkside really mobilize against a ship so quickly? Two old mercs against an unknown Setnet force? It feels like an unwinnable battle. Now, there's something I love in gaming, and just in general, in movies or anything. It's the rallying cry. It's the the fight against impossible odds before, you know, the backup arrives. I think that's what makes like Lord of the Rings so cool when Gandalf arrives, right? And there's like a lot of there's a lot of like examples of that in shows. I love stuff like that. I think a game that does it really, really, really good, believe it or not, is the Outer Worlds 1. That ending sequence in Outer Worlds 1 I think is so good, because all of the allies and that you've gained throughout have their own little sort of like heroic speech as they join, you know, your lone attempt to break into that prison. It's a really, really cool set, and that kind of feels like that. I think in gaming, the Outer Worlds 1 did such a phenomenal job, and I was a little disappointed that the Outer Worlds 2 never sort of captured the same magic of that end instance, which was something that I found to be really, really cool. We know the stakes, Sleeper. Hakita takes a deep breath. We can handle them. She frowns, an unpleasant thought passing through her mind. I haven't given up everything to get this Subaru out. I have given up everything to get this Subaru out. Let me finish the job. Okay, let's do it. She nods, go to the mainframe and gets it up. When you are ready to connect, let us know. Carmen puts a hand on your shoulder. Once you start, don't stop for anything. Get the data out. He meets your eyes. We will handle ourselves. He turns and glides away, looking over your shoulder at the two ex-mercenaries as they discuss their plan of attack, seeing them slip back into old roles. You can't help but wonder, does anybody ever outrun their past? Or is it always waiting there in the dark to claim you in the end? Huh. Yeah, this this is cool. This is really cool. So we should be able to do this today. By today I mean this cycle. Hacked back. The heat inside HAPEP core is intense as you stare at the column of the mainframe. It's one blinking light still keeping time. Everything is prepared. Bliss looks at the hair stuck to their forehead with sweat. We should let Carmen know. You glance at Akita's thumbnail drive, now slotted in the main terminal, containing a data packet with everything you need to unseat Laine and reveal the setnat. Ship. You hope it will be enough. You hold a finger to the earpiece to let Seraphim know to relay the message through to Carmen. Alright, Seraphim's voice is heavy with worry. I'll tell them. A long pause. Be safe, Sleeper. Get this done, and I will come back. I will. Good luck, friend. The comms click off as Seraphim switches to Carmen's channel. You wait, imagining the conversation, the tense words activating the plan. You wait long enough for Carmen and Akita to nod to each other, long enough for them to drop down through the bays in silence to check their weapons they stole from Subaru, to take their positions, and then to make their move. You grab the connector and hold it behind your head, close to the access port. You silently count 2, 3, and then connect. At first nothing changed. You drop into a state of stasis. A small dark space with no cracks. The mainframe is locked, shut off, squeezed inside the grip of some clenched fist. Then you see it. A trickle of light, a flicker of threads. Overseer flows into the space, and a torrent begins to run. The rushing grey pulse of data, the connective threads, the jewel of the mainframe. They grow inside the space, and the space in turn grows. We see you there, Sleeper. Overseer separates and reforms within the expanding landscape. Who is the other? An obstruction. Overseer's head nods. Then we will clear the path. Overseer explodes. The points and the lines of the light that described its human's form separate and multiply, constellations bursting outward like a tree of stars. Overseer becomes plural. As they do, the darkness is pushed back and the extent of the mainframe is revealed. It is a stack of jeweled surfaces, each revealing more facets. As the angle changes from these facets, threads project, cutting out across Darkside, paths that stretch the length of the entire station. Their arrangement is an invitation. You accept the invitation, sending yourself skimming through the lines of light, seeing how the station connects and hums with the flow of data. You see the highest tower, the lowest hex, and then the origin of the dark. A squiggle of black wrestles around a single point, the Setnet ship. Now a battleground, you see flashes and flickers as Overseer dances around it, cuts at it. But looking around, you see Overseer is everywhere now, multiplied into 1,000 forms, reunited with a system designed to serve them. They dissolve into it. You suddenly remember what needs to happen, what you need them to do. You send out separate requests summoning Overseer, reminding them of your agreement. You take the bright polygon of data packet and present it like an offering to Overseer, who is diffused, crackling all around you, euphoric in their reconstruction as a functional protocol. You receive no response. There is nothing more than a whisper snatched away on the flow of data rushing by. And then you hear the static in your earpiece, Seraphim desperate cry for response. You see a bright point suddenly close inside the core with you. A broadcast is going out from it, like a beam from a lighthouse. You reach back and pull out the connector just to clear the brightness for your eyes, just to block the broadcast. Oh yay, it's my favorite guy. How you doing? Laine, what a pleasure. Please have a seat. I hate this fucking guy. This guy sucks. He reminds me very much of Ethan from number 1. He's just like, what if Ethan wasn't a drunk? You get Laine. That's sort of my thoughts on Laine. He gave me the same vibes like the first time we met him, right at the start of the game. I found you. Laine floats in the mainframe. Sweat across his brow, his eyes steely cold. I finally found you. Bliss comes out of the dark with a force and ferocity striking at Laine, wrestling his arm away. You freeze, watching Laine fight back, hearing Seraphim's words in your earpiece, passing on Carmen's desperate request for aid. Reconnect to the mainframe. You grasp for the connector and drive it home. I honestly, Bliss is gonna have to take care of this. I'm making a call here. I love Bliss to death. We reconnect with the mainframe, dude. You're in the constellation of Darkside's network. The exploded body of the Overseer stretched out across it as if it had been atomized. Laine is still a beacon, one that flashes close, but you do your best to ignore it and reach out to the Overseer once more. Remember me, protocol. You say, remember your promise. Something begins to form, begins to flicker. As it does, you hear something outside the network, the bright crack of an electrical discharge, and the grunt of pain and impact, and then silence again. Bliss might have just fucking died. Oh no. The brightness grows, it draws closer, and the blinding white blacks out everything. You open your eyes to a smile like knives behind Laine's pale head. The body of a friend floats, stunned in the dark. The fingers of Laine's carrier signal reach inside your mind. You are boxed into the viewing window behind your eyes, a passenger in your own body. Laine is in control. Oh, it's so much easier now that I'm prepared. Another reason I don't think we could have helped Bliss in the fight is he could have taken over our body while we were fighting, I guess, and then used us to subdue Bliss. So I think I made the right choice, even if she is dead. It's almost a seamless switch. Laine's face in your vision, but his mouth does not move, and the duality of it, like a mirror turned to face itself. In perfect unison, you and Laine lift your hands in front of your face and turn them, inspecting them. You feel sickened, a flare of panic going off in your mind. Look at this. Laine opens and closes your fist with emotion like a wave that runs the fingers to finger. There are improvements to be made, but this is remarkable. Laine's eyes look into your eyes, a perfect loop. I always knew your body was a gift, Sleeper, from the moment I saw you. A gift you could not recognize because you only saw a burden, something to be escaped, but I saw what it is. Laine's eyes flash an opportunity. Like a puppet, you turn to face the mainframe. You guide forward a little, hands are reaching for the access terminal. Akita's drive glints there in the slot. You control none of this. Laine's voice. Imagine having more than one body, more than one agent in the world to do your bidding. His hands reach down, fingers and thumbs pinching delicately around the drive. It's a thrilling thought, and one I have harbored for a long time. With a short, sharp motion, you pull the drive free, and Then I saw you, my sleeper. I knew I must have you. You hear Seraphine's voice in your ear. Sleeper, Carmen needs that signal to go now. There is panic in his voice. They can't hold out any longer. No matter how hard you try, your lips do not move. No words can be produced. You feel your hand under Laine. You feel your hand under Laine's control reach up and pull the earpiece out, letting it float away into the chamber. Enough distractions. Your other hand holds up Akita's drive, turning in the light in front of your eyes. Some time ago, I set myself the task of changing you from a hollow thing into a vessel to be filled. Your finger and thumb transfer the drive to your palm, and now I'm able, with the help of my allies, to fill you up. Ew, don't fill me up, man, that's weird. I am more than singular now, more than flesh and blood, more than you, in my ambition, in my desire, and that means you are surplus to me now. Your fist close hard around the drive, crushing it to dust. Weak and broken thing, your time is over. Laine's other body approaches you and lays its hands on either side of your head. You feel the pressure, you cannot move, you cannot resist. And then a spark, as one of Laine's fingers slips and depresses a little into the access port of your head. There's a flicker, the flash of something passing through the spaces between. Something writing a signal back to the broadcaster. We have not forgotten, you hear the Overseer. They are reconstituted. We are ready to act as one. Overseer holds the bright data packet in his hand. We were broken, we were many, but now we are whole. We appreciate what you have done. I love the Overseer so much. The Overseer shapes the packet into a point, a bright sphere of light. The spear extends through your mind gently, harming nothing of you. Instead, its point finds the mind of another of Laine and pierces it directly. You hear Laine scream as his implants burn in his skull, his head flaring with bright white in the cloud. And then, when that mind has gone dark and the pressures on the side of your head has receded, the packet explodes across the network with white, hot, and urgent. In the wake, data points are seeded, conversations, coordinates, conspiracy. At the furthest point of the network, its distant edge, the data packet arrives with little more force than a notification, delivered to every device and terminal within its range. But here, at the epicenter, it blasts through you with such power that for a moment every thought, every idea, every piece that might make up a self is wiped cleanly from your mind. Darkside. What a terrible role. Takes a long time to put a person back together, a long time in the dark, picking up fragments of what once was whole. Like waking from sleep, you can never be sure what piece might have gone missing in the reconstruction, what might have been lost. But you continue anyway, through hazy cycles of phases and distant voices. This is, after all, not your first time you have had to remake yourself, and you imagine it will not be the last. You're up. Seraphine finds you looking out of the lone window in the rig's berths. A slit that stares out across the shadowed edge of Darkside. Looks like it. Seraphine gives you a half grin. Hey, I can cover for you if you want to nap a little longer. Suddenly Seraphine crosses the bunks and embraces you. He squeezes you once and then backs off, his hands on both your shoulders. Good to see you up, he smiles, as always. Come, we need to go find Bliss. Okay, she's alive. Seraphine leads you out of the bunks, through the ship, and down the docking hall onto Darkside. As you guide through the docks, he recounts what's been happening over these past cycles. You weren't the only one to take a beating. He squeezes through a group of cargo porters carrying crates. Akita and Carmen held out against the Setnet ship long enough, but they aren't without their share of injuries. They're back on their feet now, though, working together. They've managed to quiet down some of the remnants of Utsubo, stop the factional infighting. They are clearing out one of Utsubo's safe houses in the Rise. I'm sure they could use help if you need something to do. Marco has come to the station too. He wanted to help with the cleanup after Eusebio fell, and he's working with Akita. I should go see him, but Seraphine sighs. You feel like he hasn't quite accepted Marco's reappearance. You aren't sure how you'd react to see them again either. Oh, and Carmen isn't sticking around. He's already left for Olive. Seraphim pushes a second, a memory of the place coming back to him. You watch him shake the thought away. Judy, meanwhile, is still digging into all that data she pulled from the bunker. She's down in Hapeb, core most cycles, trying to make sense of it. Anyway, you'll soon catch up on everything. He smiles sympathetically, but there's something behind his look you can't quite place. The two of you continue on in silence, drifting into the depths of Darkside, good friends, side by side. Seraphim leads you down a passage lined with bright screens. A little late for an upgrade point, but awesome, thank you. Bright screens and signs, sound and light blasting out of the shop fronts on either side. You know this place, Flicker Row. He stops outside a familiar door, and the shop you woke up in all those cycles ago. He gives you the door a few quick raps with his knuckles. You wait. Hey, sleeper. He shoots a glance. When you're ready, we need to talk about the future. What comes next, all that. Whenever you like, thanks, I'll let you know. Seraphim looks away. Sleeper. Bliss opens the door and immediately jumps to hug you. I'm glad you're alive, Bliss. I'm glad you're alive, dude. Then they go sheepishly and look between you and Seraphim. First day up, I thought you'd both be celebrating your freedom. Don't want to overdo it. Seraphim shakes his head. Plus, there's more important stuff to talk about. His eyes shoot into the shop beyond. Bliss' voice drops. You sure, Seraphim? They just got up. Can't it wait a cycle? Seraphim looks at you. They should know, Bliss. It's important. They nod hesitantly and then back to the shop, letting you come inside. Little has changed since you were there last. The stacks of Cerber, the refurbished hardware secured in the roof and the wall netting, the connectors included, and one that facilitated your reboot. Bliss and Seraphim followed behind quietly, and the atmosphere is immediately ominous. I've been keeping an eye on you these past cycles. Bliss hooks their legs onto a stool by the counter, making sure you were stable. Your frame, I'm sure you know, has been through a lot, and when the Overseer pushed Laine out, well, things got more complicated. All those changes Laine made to your system, he did it through your stabilizer. He laced it with proteins meant to alter your frame's basic function to accept other emulations, other minds, to open you up to remote access. What Overseer did corrected some of that, or at least wiped it from your system, but the stress involved the damage from your last partial reboot. Bliss falls silent, unable to answer their own questions. We need to finish the reboot, Sleeper. The one Laine interrupted. Seraphim can always be relied on to tell you things straight. Not immediately, Bliss cuts in, but at some point soon. I'm not quite ready, but now that you're up, Bliss looks down. I'll get to work. How can I prepare? Bliss takes a deep breath. Look, I'll be honest, Sleeper. I know we need to finish the reboot, Laine interrupted, and I'm sure of it, but the effect, shake the head, your frame was complex to begin with, but after everything, the reaction can be bad. We can talk more about it when I have the... Bliss stops suddenly, their eyes shooting at the door. Sorry, Flint floats in the doorway. They look at you wide-eyed. You're up. A smile crosses their face, though it quickly fades. Good to see you, really good. And you, Flint. Flint nods. The silence falls on the group. Flint has become my patient too. Bliss clasps their hands nervously together. We've been able to acquire some stabilizer from Laine stores, which has helped, but we don't have much of a supply. This is going to reboot me like you were. Flint cuts in. I won't need stabilizer anymore. They sound almost excited at the prospect. You look to Bliss. Flint knows the risks, but they have asked for the procedure. They give Flint a warning. Still, they shouldn't underestimate the danger. Bliss looks at Flint. Sleeper will also need the reboot. And they don't have a choice in the matter. It is essential. Flint goes quiet. Bliss and Seraphim look nervously at you to see your reaction to all this. You feel like a spotlight has been shone in your face. And all you want is some time alone to think. We should do it together, Flint speaks. Whatever the risk, we risk it together. They meet your eye. I owe you that and more. Let's pick this up again in the future. Bliss tries to calm the tension. I still need many cycles to prepare, especially if I'm to reboot you both simultaneously. It will be your choice, Sleeper. You decide when. They reach out and lay a hand on yours, but without this, you will soon to begin to decline. I'm sorry for that. Your head spins, Seraphin slaps a button to open the door. Come on, sleeper, let's get some air. You follow him outside, but when you get there, all you can think is that you can't breathe. You don't need to breathe. A wave of claustrophobia passes over you. You're in control of this, sleeper. Seraphin stares at the lights and the signs of Flicker Row, looping endlessly. You put what you need in order, and we'll be right there with you. I got Bliss to teach me a little about the repairs they've been doing for you. Seraphin rubs his hands together. I know it's getting worse, but I'll do my best to keep you running. You let me know when you want to leave, and I'll fly you out of this place faster than you can believe. He turns your face, and we can go wherever you need. He frowns. There's time for us yet. Thank you. Never need to thank me, sleeper. He pats you on the shoulder. Just look after yourself. I was also thinking, Seraphin looks away. I got a message from Olivera. They're still getting the place together, but with Carmen heading back, the colony is starting a new chapter. Maybe we should head out there at some point. Lend a hand. He pauses. I'm willing to push it further. Just a thought. Anyway, just give us the word. Seraphin smiles. We're all glad you're back. He turns and drifts away, leaving you among the cycling colours and cacophonous sounds of Flicker Row. You close your eyes and let them wash over you like a wave. There, in the dark of your mind, you search for the Overseer, but the protocol does not appear. You wonder if, in that final moment, Overseer might have destroyed themselves to end Laine. But then you feel it, a flickering, a signal in the dark. You open your eyes and you see something pass through the screens of Flicker Row, a shadow in all the brightness. Could Overseer still be here, in the ancient networks of Hapep? You turn away and glide out of the row. You have other things to worry about now. Break free of Laine's grip forever is the trophy we just got. So we got a couple of things to do before we win the game. Couple of little side quests, finish off a couple of little stories. Mainly Cadet, Oliviera. We're going to go back to what was the place that got nuked? We're going to go back there. The city, the second city we go to after Darkside, the city we escaped to that got blown up. We're going to go back there. So we got a couple of things to do here. What's it called? Hexport. We're going to go back to Hexport. Investigate Hexport, finish the reboot, clear out. So we got a couple of little jobs. How are you doing? Cadet finds you in the dark thoroughfare, a glass roof canyon of struts and screens. Still recovering. Hey, I get it, Cadet smiles. But look where we are. She gestures around at the broad street with its layers of tech and dirt. Heart of the belt. You look, really look, at the glass roof street. Its walls are built from scaffold and shipping containers, hull plates of Solheim hab units. People glide across the open space to units and shops either side, and everywhere screens flicker and glare, without sense and reason. You can feel the heat, the power that flows through the place, collected by the vast solar cells that form the city's foundations. Heart is the right word. This place is the center of circulation, toned muscle tough and running to a beat. You turn to Cadet and you can see their eyes. She loves being here. I've been thinking, she glances away, of how good it would feel to run my air bike down this street. She smiles. The city has to need couriers, right? That's a good idea. I know, she flexes her shoulders back. But there's some unfinished business weighing me down. She meets your eye. Hexport. You think of the drive tucked away in the scatter yards, the one that contains the data, the stream from a drone mine vivisection, the one that might have caused the loss of an entire station. We need to go and finish what we started. Cadet looks deadly serious. Find out who is responsible and make it known. Clear my name. Is Hexport a port still irradiated? I would think so, but it will be fading. We can get in and get out safely from what I know. And we better try soon, because the safer it gets, the more scavengers will come to pick the bones. We want there to be something left to tell the story. I know a lot went down. Cadet puts her hands on her hip, but these clowns could still be operating hell. Could be trying the same thing on this station. We need to find out what they did. She takes a breath. I'll be waiting. And maybe once it's all done, she turns away. I'll let you take the first air bike ride through this place. She raises a hand and then it's gone. Cool. So we've got a couple of jobs. Reboot prep. So we have a little bit of prep. It's a safe house. Seems like we could do some of this. First, we have a scrappers here. Buy scrap components, process raw materials. Hap facility. Junie's gone and she's doing something down there. I'm looking for the Darkside exchange. Let's fill up on fuel. Let's fill up on supplies. We found a place to buy food. We'll buy food. We haven't really needed money. We really did do well at the start of the game, like the prep we did. Just spending that time going back and forth really did sort of prep us for the entire game. We played that really well, if I may say so. Not perfectly, there was a couple of things we could have done better to reduce the stress of it, but overall I'm pretty happy with how things have gone. Far out, we could. I'm not sure if we could have got any worse. I'm glad the bad rolls are coming now. Let's get them out of the way while we're here. Let's get all the bad rolls out. Get rid of all that bad luck. Before we do anything too crazy. Perfect. Put the glasses back on here. You watch the last stack of crates. You watch as the last stack of crates is guided up and out the cavernous Ipsubo safe house. You doubt it will be long before the space is filled. Darkside will not tolerate a vacuum for long. The city takes every opportunity. Its inhabitants built in every crack and crevice. As Ipsubo spaces are cleared, they will be occupied. The gang's legacy will be buried under factories, kitchens, markets and housing, but the people will remember the cold and desperate grip they once had on this place, even if the city does not. Oren! I liked Oren. Come to gloat. The voice takes you by surprise and you turn to see Oren floating in the shadows, arm folded. He drifts forward into a pool of yellow light. You overthrew a tyrant. You should be pleased with yourself. His tone is flat and you're unsure of how to read his statement. It wasn't just me. Many people did this. I suppose Oren eyes you, but from what I heard, you burnt those pale eyes out of his skull. He smiles a thin smile. I imagine it was quite the sight. You don't recall the moment of Laine's death. In fact, the abstract nature of the moment, almost dreamlike, means you had almost forgotten. You tense a little as his scream comes back to you. A screen of white noise bathed in white light. Oren is still watching you. He almost would have respected you for actually doing it. Oren inspects his knuckles. If he could have respected a creature like you, what do you want? Oren grins. To satisfy my curiosity. I came here to clear out the old disease just like you. Oren gestures to the space. Absubo had to go, and I came here to be part of that process. You can't burn everyone you don't like out of this place, I'm afraid. Oren folds his arms. This is our home whether you like it or not. I didn't like Laine. It's hard to imagine anyone did. He saw Darkside for the opportunity it was and woke Ipsubo from its slumber. He turned a gang into an administration and a city into a machine. He was too erratic for my tastes, perhaps, but he held this place, shaped it into something. I see that you have no intention of doing the same. So what will happen now? Oren meets your eye. You have created a space that must be filled. Will you take responsibility for that at least? The people will decide. Oh, they will, Oren chuckles. I can see that you don't know the first thing about Darkside and its people. The people decided on Utsubo. You changed that, and now you want them to pick something else? They are opportunists, all of them, and they will choose for their own benefit only. In the end, I should thank you. The city was done with Laine. Oren gives you a nod, and I will be honest enough to admit that you did what I didn't. But never forget that you're an outsider here, and Darkside hates outsiders. It's like this guy's so likable and yet somehow so unlikable at the same time. It's insane that like I really want to like him, and he's being mean and rude, and I still really want to like him. Like, because he's a cool dude. Before you respond, Oren kicks off and guides towards the upper levels of the safe house, leaving you alone in the empty space. Though you do not put weight to his words, they still sting. Perhaps you think there is something to them. Who are you to decide the future of a city when your own future is falling apart each cycle? If you decline a spiral that can trap others in its wake, or a necessary transition to crisis before a new shape emerges, you hug your arms closer to your side, suddenly in a cold, striped bare safe house, and ascend once more. I don't think, like, it's crazy that we're still completing drives. Like, we don't need to complete drives. We're kind of... So we could wait one more day. We could go to Hexport, man. We got full supplies. We just go get something to eat, even though that's not going to affect the outcome of Hexport at all. We go to Hexport. And then as the cadet, we take Junie, because Junie feels like she'd probably love to come. Where's Bliss? Not here. She's no longer on the team. Let's travel. Let's go to Hexport. We got some really good rolls to begin with. As the rig drew closer to Hexport, the crew became silent, now staring at what is left of a once thriving station. You feel empty. The full extent of the damage is impossible to ignore. Grim. Seraphin shakes his head. It doesn't feel like you were here that long ago, he sighs. And now, this is what's left. You look out at the clouds of scattered debris, the layers of the station torn up to the void, as a reminder of how close the war and the unseen atrocities of the inner system are shifting into the belt. I don't like digging around in a place like this, Seraphin. Let's be quick about it. Agreed, let's be fast. Seraphin nods. I'm here if you need me. You need to head to the airlock and suit up and get ready. You ready for this? Cadet catches up with you in the passageway. This place is already giving me the creeps. I'm ready. She nods. And if there are answers to be found, we'll find them. What a waste. Junie is getting ready to go out with you. But the belt only has a few stations left like this. Cadet takes a suit from the locker. Seraphin said the radiation is lower than expected, but still too high for prolonged exposure. The suits should keep most of it off us, but we can't take too long out there. The stress on the suits and the rig, she sighs. We'll be forced to leave in 3 cycles. Cadet grabs a helmet, not a moment more. You get ready to your mind filled with memories of Hexport. We were only here for like 10 days, dude. You hope they will help you navigate the Shadow Ring, but looking at what's left of it, you doubt it. Okay, so we can only be here for 3 days. Well, let's do this to begin with. Dude, it makes me bring her, and then it doesn't give me a single bloody ability that she's good at. See that, Sleeper? Congratulations, you did a fantastic job there, Junie. One of my favourite characters. One of the very best. Hear that, Sleeper? Cadet stops among the debris just outside the ruin exchange. Your search so far has been thankless, a grim slog through endless debris. You were glad of the break. You stop, floating in the dark, and listen. There is a hissing on an open comm channel, a hissing you've grown used to, and now you listen again, though you notice something else in the noise. There is something different to it now, a texture, a modulation of tone. Is that a voice? Cadet cuts in. Someone is speaking. Her eyes look wide through the faceplate of her suit. You listen carefully, and yes, perhaps there is a voice there, though it is quiet and distant. It could be a person speaking, or it could be some residual signal from an automated system, one that is slowly dying in the waste. You see that cadet moving, testing the signal strength from different positions. It's coming from the direction of the docks. Her voice hisses through the comms, layering over the broadcast. A survivor? Doubtful. Why would we say something so stupid? Cadet meets your eyes, both of you hoping this might be true. It's probably just a comms echo. Seraphin's voice cuts in over the comms. We can't go chasing ghosts, not with what little time we have left. Mother? Seraphin? We have 3 days. We are still on day 1. We have time. You need to relax, buddy. The rig? Can't sit out there getting cooked by radiation, neither can you. Seraphin's voice distorts and shifts. You should move to the epicenter where Factory Bro used to be. That's where this all went down. Cadet looks at you and you know she wants to chase the signal to the docks. She wants there to be someone there calling out to you. You look over towards the remain of Factory Row, the epicenter as Seraphin called it. It is now a cloud of debris and fragments of the bay, a shadow of what once was. For the first time in a long while, you think of Karsten. Dude, I forgot about that guy. He was like a side character. You look back at the remains of the docks, a few warning lights and systems still flickering away in the ruins. With not much time left here, you have a choice about where to focus your efforts. This is the epicenter, huh? Huh. Right, so we can't really do much with her. It's a shame because she rolled really well. Well done. Now we'll go over here and see if we can do anything with her here. We can. Let's use her 5s. Put a little extra on that. Okay. Okay, we didn't get any stress. Let's have a sleep. I think we're doing quite well. Feel at the moment you wake, a flicker from the edge of your perception, a sensation beyond your body, a blinking, a tugging, and then a numbness as something shrugs off within you. The panic is instant, the feel of something not being right within you spiking with fear. But no pain comes, you feel no further shifts as time stretches out. You settle again and then calm yourself. You know immediately this is what Bless was referring to. Your frames decline, the reboot should reverse. You flex a little bit, you feel your body, try to ground yourself in it. You will not collapse this cycle, but something has changed. This is how it will be until the reboot. You hope you have long enough to finish what you must. You begin the cycle slowly, holding the pieces of yourself together. You try not to let your thoughts wander to darker things, to fix your eyes on the task ahead. The belt drifts past the window, flowing a flow of its own, expanding, collapsing, shifting in its own way. People say it is drifting away, getting further from Helion Star, that one day it will drift out of the system altogether into interstellar space. You find a strange solace in that. Somehow you know that entropy is the way of the universe, makes your own decline palpable, but at least a little longer. You have gained a permanent glitch. Permanent glitch is represented in a red on your glitch clock and will not be expended when rolling a glitch die. You have a chance of rolling a glitch die every cycle. This cannot be fixed. Fuck you. How about that? How about fuck you? Dude, I've like glitch die haven't really been a problem. I just cancelled her roll, my bad. Hasn't really been a problem once I understood how you get them. and you get them by repairing your dice. And it's a mechanic that's very easy to deal with. We'll use our 3 here. Urgent, the broadcast echoes through the comms. Retrieval required. Conway network agents, please respond. You float beside Cadet, the two of you shocked to the silence by the sight in front of you. Both of you trace the ghost signal deep into the docks, all the time wondering if it might be the voice of a survivor, but you had not prepared for this. In the corner of the docks, there is a nest of machines, a gathering of drones and monetized sleds, crane systems and docking clams. A nest for a drove mine. Please? Stop, please. The voice shimmers with distortion relayed on the same carrier signal as the ghost broadcast. We wish to be recovered. You do not know the mechanics of what you are looking at, but you understand that the drone mine fled here. But how? You exchange a look with Cadet, and she seems unsure of what to do. You switch the comm channel on to broadcast a signal. We won't hurt you. Recovery requested. The drone mine's voice trembles with glitch. Confirm Conway extraction role and identity. You wonder what this mine knows. Is it just an interface designed to speak between humans and drones, or is it with recognizable cadence or intelligent speech, or is it a thinking machine? You hear a click as Cadet switches to a private channel. This thing is a weapon. Her voice flat, unemotional. We should be careful what we say here. Confirm Conway extraction role, please identify. We are Conway. There's a pause, you see Cadet tense. Please retreat, the nest shudders. Please retreat, leave us here. Cadet looks and hisses through the private channel. It's hardwired to the station. You look where she's nodding and see a single thick power cable snaking from the industrial wall outlet. The nest is clustered around the other end, huddling close to the fading power supply of the station like it's a dying embers of flame. Urgent, the broadcast asks again. Retrieval required. Conway agents, please respond. Cadet moves forward a little. I order you to deliver a report on your current status. This is a direct report from Conway Control. She turns back to you and shrugs. It's worth a shot. Confirmation impossible. Connection severed. The nest fades and flickers back. Temporary bypass active. Cognitive function minimal. Power supply minimal. Hardware suboptimal configuration. No drone units connected. I'm alone. The shift between communication registers between formal and human. It's unsettling. Code center compromised. Data extracted by third party. Self-destruct disabled. Purge protocol disabled. Parts of the nest fall away. The power draining faster as the drone mine attempts to draw more from the station. Please, the drone mine asks nonsensically. Please stop. Did you destroy the station? Cadet moves closer, bearing down on the nest. It is little more than a pile of broken machines carrying the corner as the power fades. Self-destruct attempted, process failed. Hardware purge attempted, process failed. Self-preservation protocol activated. Propagated through the station network. Station failed. Central fail. Emula, please stop. The machine in the nest begins to go dark. Please stop. Please stop. I actually feel bad for this thing, man. Holy shit. The cadet turns back. Cadet turns back to face you. It didn't do this, she sighed. It tried, though. Tried to destroy itself and take the station with it. She turns back to look at the failing mind, hiding the machines it was not built to inhabit. It escaped into a network and ended up here. It isn't responsible. Responsible or not, that's enough. Cadet reaches over and rips the power cable from the wall, leaving it floating. The nest shuts off and the broadcast signal going quiet. The bay goes dark, and what's left of the drone mine, whatever protocol or data escaped into the machines. Their network is gone now. There's no hardware left to hold it. Come on, Cadet slides out of the room, leaving your mum and dead machines. Brain scratch. Got a trophy for finding that bad boy. Right. Let's do this. You float in the pieces of what was once Factory Row. There is little way to see what these pieces once were, scattered and scorched as they are. You cannot assemble them back into the place in your mind as long as you have searched here. The more that this broken place has weakened your memory of when it was whole. You have managed to put something together here, part of the story of Hexport's final moments. The story is in the toll blast marks on the exterior plates. The patterns of debris, the materials, the makeup of the station's remains. Beyond that, one other thing is remarkable. There aren't any bodies. It seems that Hexport had some warning, the lack of dock ships, the lack of mass casualties. Though the explosion surely killed many, it suggests the station had time to react, or at least evacuate in part. And then there's the blast and explosion that the evidence point to is coming from outside the station. It's hard to tell as so much secondary damage was caused by the debris and the shrapnel, but the pattern is there if you look. Something catches your eye and you look over to see Cadet alongside you studying the same debris as you. Pulled it all together. Let's do some Sherlock Holmes stuff. As the pieces come together, a moment of warning, an evacuation, and the external attack. The first causes the second. You know the drone mine was here being scrapped for code and data, screaming for it to stop. And then something happened. Something that the captors could not control. There was a crisis, rapid panic, and Hexport was killed for their crimes. It was a cover-up, wasn't it? Cadet had been watching you think through the evidence, and you see a flash of recognition in her eyes. They wanted to hide what had happened here, what they were doing. It had to be Setnat. Who else would sacrifice an entire station to remain hidden? You can see the anger in her eyes. This is why Hexport was destroyed. The drone mine got out, entered the network. Who knows what it might have done? Could have taken apart the station itself, overloaded every system, opening every airlock. Was its drive towards self-destruction that strong? Someone didn't want to find out. Its escape sealed the station's fate. In the end, there was only one conclusion. Those who brought the drone mine to Hexport, who dug into its code and systems while it was alive, they ended the station. The logic is cruel and cold, the kind that the vacuum of the helium system allows. You find no comfort in knowing the truth. Alright team, let's leave. Damn. I like how the answer to why Hexport was destroyed was just so simple. No mass. Oh, we got a glitched dice, awesome. Junie knocks gently on the frame of the berth doorway. Sleeper, can I show you something? There is an excitement in her eyes that makes it impossible to say no. Junie takes you most of the way into the HAPEP facility, which is no short journey. She explains the scale of the data hidden within the station's mainframe, but also the issue with extracting it. When the HAPEP was first expanded, when it became Darkside after the collapse, no one gave much thought to preserving the existing network architecture. She guides through the substructure, picking a route through the maze of shuttered passages. They parasited their tech directly into the existing systems, so now thousands of cycles later, the two networks are totally enmeshed, dependent on each other. Junie takes a series of sudden turns and you realize this is a very familiar route to her now. Messing with the Solheim networks means messing with the structure that keep the city going. She leads you down into a corridor, one you recognize of leading directly to the core. Just let her explain. This meshing is not a good thing. She shakes her head. It makes Darkside a brittle, fragile even. This place is no more on a knife's edge than anyone would believe. You look around, certainly. The other side you are now traveling through looks cycles away from collapse. But all the data we've been extracting, that I've been archiving, Junie continues, it could help us here. It could help us clean up the HAPEP systems, and it could turn this place into an archive so that others could learn more about the ruined Solheim left us. And what is in all this data. And I think you can imagine everything from corporate message records to blueprints and maps, she shakes her head. It's too much for me to process to understand, but thanks to our visit to the bunker, I have a plan, something that will help me. You arrive at the door to the mainframe and Junie stops. I spoke to Bliss. They told me, she pauses. I'm sorry, Sleeper. I know you have a lot to deal with right now. I'm fine. She looks a little confused. Okay, she nods. That's good to hear. Junie hits a button and the door hisses open. You both glide into the mainframe. Its columns studded with blinking lights of active traffic. I've got an idea from you, actually. Well, from you and Overseer. Did I not complete that? We'll see. Maybe when we, after this Junie thing, maybe Cadet will talk to us about what we found, but I swear we completed Hexport. I'm a little concerned. From Overseer, she glides over to the mainframe. You look at the mainframe and you see now that it's surrounded by new terminals and wiring, some kind of external access network Junie has set up. I've had to beg, borrow and steal to get this going, but now we have safe access into the network. It's low risk. She moves over one of the terminals. It's not quite finished though. You can recall the last time you were here, Laine's Overseer, the spear of white light, and then nothing. You wonder where Overseer is now, if they are anywhere at all. You remember how it felt being dissolved into the network, the vertiginous possibility of life without a body. Whatever. Something flickers through the lights, a shimmer of movement, like a fish between water. Sleeper? Junie breaks your train of thought. Are you listening? I was saying I need more data to finish preparing. She shrugs. I know we've already extracted so much, but there's often so little of that that's usable among the bit rot and corruption. Where from? Alien's Gate is the place to get the data. Apart from there, it's the biggest pre-collapse facility in the belt, and its hostile conditions mean a lot of it's left untouched. If it's too much before you reboot, I get it. I just want to do something with everything we managed to grab from the bunker and the wrecks we pulled from the Darkside. Let's expose it to the light. Junie turns back to face. Well, this is what I wanted to show you. She looks away. It's very impressive. It will be when it's finished, she smiles. Thank you. Junie turns back to the terminal and before long, she's fully engrossed. You imagine she barely even remembers you were here. You leave Junie to her preparations and start your ascent to the streets of Darkside. Thoughts of the Overseer flickering in the back of your mind. There's not much to celebrate on your return from the remains of Hexport, but you were glad to be back all the same. There is something surprising in the Darkside as a haven, not a prison. The slowly occurring idea of this overgrown city as a home. As you have seen in Hexport, stability cannot be taken for granted. But anywhere in the belt, but Darkside has a solidarity and life that feels like it might endure. Cadet catches up with you. We need to talk. She looks around, but not here. Come, I have something I want to show you. Cadet leads you deep into the heart of Darkside, through the quiet corridors and the bustling streets and the paths you didn't even know existed. As you guide after her, the station seems to grow in your mind, its possibilities multiplied by the routes that pass through it. Just through here, Cadet leads you across a covered bridge, the view on the other side looking down the cavernous of lit units. This close to the center of Darkside, the air is warm and the passages are quiet. Here, Cadet smiles, this is the place. She points at the low and wide entrance with a storage rack inside. Next to the door is a smaller unit with a window looking out to the package. It seems like a workshop, perhaps abandoned or never finished. It's dusty and dark. I've been keeping an eye on it. It's abandoned. She glides inside and slaps the wall, light flickering on, illuminating the constellation of dust. She floats in the glittering specks. Looks promising? She laughs. Okay, I know it's a wreck, but it's a start. When we've been on Darkside, I've been coming out here. I just happened to cross it, but I know when I found it. I want to start again, Sleeper. She knocks on the metal wall, and this is where I'm going to make that start. What we saw in Hexport, what's left of it, just confirmed to me. We can't stop Stat as much as we can't stop the war. She runs a finger along the storage racks. We have what? The drive, our suspicions. Setna is vast. How could we pin this to them? Even if we wanted to. She looks over the workshop. I don't want to think about it anymore. I want to start again. I want to work, to ride my bike and carry packages till I fall off. Till I fall into my bed at the end of the day with nothing left. Cadet picks up an old corroded tool from the racks. I want to build something here in spite of everything, in spite of the fact that they can take it all away, because that's the point. to go on living without conceding, to go on building or trying to build something where we can find it. That's why I brought you here, to understand, so you know why I'm letting all this go. I understand. You could do the same, you know, Cadet frowns. We don't have to beat ourselves up senseless against the truth. My old life is gone. Clearing my name on the fast spindle doesn't matter. The spindle jacks will have forgotten me, but this place, Cadet smiles, it doesn't know me at all. You know where the drive is, what it contains, and you know what happened at export. As I shine in the workplace lights, take it from me, it's yours. I can't carry this anymore. I will. She nods, thank you. My travels are over. If you need to find me, I will be here, Cadet smiles. Thank you for all you've done. I hope you can understand why I need to do this. She turns and disappears deeper into the workshop. You cross the bridge again, despite the glowing on all sides. You think of the drive buried deep in some compartment in the scatter hub. The scanner yard's hub filled with data worth destroying a station over. It's yours now, but you wonder as you cross back through the city, your mind racing. How can this all end well? Okay. What's this? Should I deal with the drive? So I should go back. Bring Solheim data to HAPEP. Okay, well, we have some Solheim data. Let's do this first. Fill supplies. Scrap market, HAPEP facility. How much data do you need? 6. Holy shit, you're not fucking around then, huh? Let's go to the scatter yards. Let's go grab this data. What terrible rolls, or what mighty terrible rolls you have there. The workshop of Cadet's data scraper friend is just as the two of you left it. You remember the cycles that you and Cadet spent in here, poring over the dark data, the strange fragments of the drone's mind, protests seated among the cold core. When you find the drive where Cadet told you it would be, in a compartment under the paddling of the bunk lined with thick shielding that makes the contents undetectable. As you pull the drive out, the metal cold on your hands, you have the sudden urge to smash it to pieces. The object which escaped Hexport when so many others didn't. When Sat, and it was Stat, you were sure of that now, decided to cover up what they'd done. They first made sure that this drive would get out and that it would pass onto the far spindle and then onwards. But something went wrong. Some miscommunication or mistake. That's all it was, a tiny slip and it fell apart, and now the drive is in your hands instead. You turn it over in your hands and you know the drive contains Conway access calls, control codes, and perhaps more besides. Data of great value, data that would win a war. You also know you were sick of thinking about it. Take the drive. We are going to break the drive, but we're waiting for a specific moment. Slip the drive into a pocket and then close up the workshop. You head back to the rig, and as you do, you turn the drive over in your pocket, unsure of what the next step might be. As you go through the hub, you pass shipfitters and crews all moving on their own vectors. It feels strange to carry the drive past these people, all of them totally unaware of the threat it might pose to them, to this station. Dude. That's fucking Castor, man. That's Castor from the Eye. He's bad. Castor's a bad guy. Don't like Castor. Excuse me, a stranger stops in the passageway with a hand on his shoulder. Can I ask your help with something? The sudden appearance shakes you out of your thoughts and you quickly take your hand out of your pocket off the drive. You look at the stranger in front of you. He's roughly dressed in a heavy coat, but he's otherwise unremarkable. You could have passed him many times before and not have known. I'm looking for something. He looks over his glasses. A little lost drive. Who are you? This matter concerns my client more than me. He leans back a little, his voice calm. So, introductions won't be necessary, but the drive belongs to my client and would be very happy to see it returned. Suddenly something catches your eye, a set of dice Those look like to play Star and Stoker. The stranger is playing with them in one hand, turning them over on end in the station's microgravity. Makes you think I have it. My search for the drive brought me to the scatter yards, but from here the trail went cold. That was until you arrived. He pushes his glasses back on his face. Then the trail lit back up again, just like that. The stranger moves his hands into his jacket, pocket a little, and then you see a shape in there, a box-like impression in the fabric. My client never intended these events, you must understand. One of the other contractors proved to be overzealous in an attempt to conceal their mistake, a result that is a regrettable situation you saw in Hexport. But for all that to be for nothing, that would be a waste beyond the original act, piling insult on injury. The stranger sighs. There is much to be gained in a system desperate for peace, for the war to be ended, and wars tend to end when one side concedes. I don't believe you. The truth does not necessitate your belief in it. Only a few possible futures remain for the belt. My client will facilitate one of the better ones. That's why I'm here. But if you do need additional persuasion, I'm authorized to offer 300 Kaya as a reflection for your efforts. That's go, dude. No. Why would I want that? The stranger smiles, his tone straying from his businesslike calm. Now, can you return my client's drive? The stranger hand shifts into his jacket pocket. You have a feeling this is not a choice you can deny. Break the drive. You grip the drive in your pocket so hard, the casing starts to crack, and you see the stranger's eyes flash a warning. You dash the drive against the metal wall on the passageway, splintering it to 1,000 shards that pepper the two of you with cuts and scratches. The stranger shakes his head, a regrettable decision. You hold yourself ready, expecting a retaliation, but it does not come. The stranger simply turns and clunks away down the passageway, not willing to waste another word on you. Your transaction is complete. You head back to the rig, and as you do, the weight lifts with each corridor, each junction. As you board the transit shuttle that will take you to Marco's yard, back to the rig, you think of Hexport and what is left of that place. You will never forget what happened to the station, but you will will not let it steer your future. Cadet refused to be sucked into the web of secrets, and now you refuse to. There will be no account of Sat's crimes, there will be no reckoning. There will be a life outside of the future they want for the bell. You know it. Stranger danger. Cool that Castor made an appearance. My one sad part is I really wish that Remy... Like, we got to see Remy... is it Remy? The daughter and the father. Because they had a really cool story, but I guess technically they're... you know, on a spaceship. Long gone from here. Let's fill up on fuel. Is this the place where we can sell? Doesn't look like it. Let's go back to Olive. Stop, a shadow figure meets you in the docking tunnel. No saboteurs allowed. Hey kid, Seraphin glides forward and ruffles the figure's hair. Still playing sheriff? Nah, just bored. Xander grins. What are you two doing here? He glides alongside you and Seraphin as you drift through the tunnel. None of your business. Seraphin pushes past. No offense, kid, but you aren't actually the sheriff around here. You pass through the familiar doors and back into Olive, a surprising, pleasant feeling. Oddly like coming home. You came. Candace is there in the dock concourse waiting to greet you. I'm impressed. Seraphin's face immediately erupts into an uncontainable smile. Candace, he turns to you. You two remember each other, right? Sleepers saved the colony. Candace's deadpan answer seems intended to cover for Seraphin's awkwardness. Yeah, I remember them. The four of you descend through the docking tower together and into Olive itself. The colony looks much the same as when you left, though you pick up from Candace that the changes are coming. Come is back with a vengeance since Darkside. Candace smiles. He's all about expanding and improving the colony, which is why I asked you to come, Sarah. The nickname slips out. Both you, Candace and Seraphim, clock it and glance at you. As you reach the core of the colony, you see the increased activity, the more colonists than you remember, and more back and forth with purpose, killing crates and tools, and chatter less than usual. We need all the help we can get to sort the place out. Candace notices you watching the stream of freight and people. Karma wants to do some kind of event, an anniversary, I think, honor the founders and all that. It's gonna be a big party. Xander grins. Can't wait. So Candace looks between you and Seraphim. What do you think? Up for a colony mandated manual labor? She grins. Seraphim gives you a sideward glance, observing your response carefully. You could say no. Fuck. Bliss has been in touch. Sleeper Seraphim turns and looks over his shoulder as you enter the cockpit. He's sitting in the pilot's seat running diagnostics on the console. They say they're ready for the reboot. They say anything else? You know Bliss. Seraphim rolls his eyes a little. They worry. How are you feeling? I'm fine. I know the reboot needs to happen. Seraphim speaks carefully, and I know the risks. I can see all that. But I also know what happened last time. He pauses, and I don't want you to forget again, to lose all this. He gestures around the cockpit, everything we've done. Neither do I. Seraphim nods silently, unsure what to add. I'm not trying to scare you, I just need to say that if the reboot doesn't go how we want, I miss you. I'll miss all of this. I will too. If you remember, Seraphim laughs shakily at his own joke. Seraphim turns back to the pilot console. Whenever you're ready, we can go to Flicker Road to the Bliss. Seraphim pokes at the console in front of him. If you have things you want to wrap up, I understand. I would too. Here, Seraphim tosses an object across the cockpit and you catch it. Take it with you when you go to Bliss. It's good luck. You open your hand and see a familiar metal disc, a coin. It's engraving rubbed away a little more than the vague shapes and signs. Teller gave it to me. Now it's yours. You can't run from this forever, alright? He glances over his shoulder and smiles. We've done enough running anyway. He turns back to the console and returns to the diagnostics. You leave the cockpit and run along the ribbed metal wall of the passage outside. It really is possible you could forget all this, all the layers of memory of experience. Perhaps you can put it off a little longer, take another tour around the belt, tie up loose ends, or perhaps you've had enough of that. Why try to escape the inevitable? You could try to recall how it felt when you woke up after Laine interrupted the first reboot. Even that is a fading and hazy memory told by an unreliable narrator. Maybe this is just the next step then, one of thousands that put you here, and the first of the thousands more you will take onwards. You come out of your thoughts still unsure, still unaware that the decision of when you take that step ultimately rests with you. Thank you. Right, what do I need to do here? Oh shit. Right, well let's do this one, because this is the fuel hub, right? Let's do whatever's fuel. Can I buy food here? I can. Nice. Right, we're gonna have to just smash into this and hope shit works. Because we have plenty of money. Oh wait, I need to visit the cantina if I want. Oh my god. Well, thankfully we have food. I imagine we're under some sort of time limit though as well. Eventually we'll get another glitch that we have to take care of. God damn, dude. We're so close to smashing that then. We haven't got an extra glitch, cool. Very close. Alright. We do one. Perfect, okay. The past cycles in Olive have been busy enough to take your mind off most things. All the heavy lifting and manual work has been a welcome distraction from the looming spectre of the second reboot, and the good mood of the others has been infectious. We only have like 2 tasks to do and we've won the entire game. I will then proceed to go and platinum this game. Seraphin has been almost annoyingly upbeat. His relationship with Candace, the worst kept secret in the colony. That working alongside them, it's hard to ignore the deep feelings for each other. Xander has been happy because he has something new to rib Candace about, and Seraphin, with his self-serious manner, is an easy target for pranks and teasing. Xander would also be able to stop talk. Xander also hasn't been able to stop talking about the party, which he already seems to have decided is going to be the highlights of his youth, one of the highlights of his youth. But now finally, the cycle of the party has arrived. The cantina is done with, hanging light strips waving gently in the asteroid's microgravity. The strips themselves salvaged from the emergency lighting of wrecked starships. With the work stopped and the colonies yet to arrive, you find the reboot filling your mind once again, growing like a shadow. Something on your mind there. The voice takes you by surprise. You turn to see a colonist you haven't met before, an older man. Pragmatic elder. He looks cool. I like his eyes. That was kind of gay. I was like, oh, he's got pretty eyes, bro. I like his eyes. This man in some sort of supportive chair, his hair shot through with grey, and his face swallow? Don't know what that means. Didn't mean to startle you, my apologies. His pale eyes scan you. It just seems like you might need some company. There's a strange look in his eyes that you can't quite place. He is looking at you like you have met many times before, but you have never seen him before in your life. Looks beautiful, doesn't it? He gestures to the canteen with its hanging lights, his chair, propelling him forward with little puffs of air. The young people did such a good job. Warms my heart to see it like this. Never thought this rock could be a home. He looks at you sideways. Have we met? Us? He shakes his head. No. Sorry if I'm being a bit too familiar. He coughs a few shallow coughs. Just, you remind me of someone who did a lot for me. But let's not chat about me. Dude, let's 100% chat about you. I want to know about you. He turns his chair a little. What's eating you? The way you've been staring at those light strips. It was like they were about to leap down and strangle you. His chuckle becomes a cough. I'm afraid for the future. I can see that. I am myself most days, he sighs. After a certain point you realize it isn't going to get better, so all you have to do is wait for things getting worse. This body of mine is on a downward trajectory, that's for sure. But it's mine, and I've grown into it, and I guess in the end I like it because it's mine. Hold up. this. In the end, I like it because it's mine. It will carry me all the way to the end and then go on and become something else entirely. I don't know why, but the thought always helps me. He coughs 3 times, hard like gunshots. The colonist squints at you. Sorry, I'm not good with reassuring people. I just remembered that. He smiles, but I do like chatting. He looks back at the light strips. Really lovely, isn't it? Just beautiful. You look at the back of the light strips now as the hum of people arrive and filters into the canteen. There is something in the air, anticipation, the sense of a rare moment passing through, something to hold on to and then let go. The light strips really are beautiful. Then you turn back to the old colonist to agree with him. He's already gone. Hey sleeper, Seraphim pushes through the gathering crowd towards you. Got a drink. He offers a pouch of some amber liquid. Hey, Candace comes up alongside you and hugs you with one arm. I wonder where you were hiding. She smiles warmly at you with her infectious smile. You think about mentioning the old colonist to her, asking about him, but Seraphim hushes the two of you. Carmen's about to start. You follow Seraphine's eyes to the front of the cantina, where above the heads of the now quite large crowd of colonists, Carmen floats, surveying the room. We meet this cycle, Carmen begins, his voice loud but clipped, formal in a way you haven't heard before. To first remember those who founded this colony, those lost and still with us. I will never forget the distress call that brought me here, to the wreck of the Pilgrim Seed. I will never forget the scenes that greeted me, and I know some of you were there too. A rumble of acknowledgement moves through the crowd. But I also know that many of you weren't, that many of you came here to take refuge from other troubles, and I would like you to be able to remember too. You glance at Candace, her eyes fixed with an incredible intensity on Carmen. They look wet in the glow of the light strips. There were thousands of refugees on the Pilgrim Seed, and far too many were lost. Those from Ember Step, Ember Song, Ember Hearth, those from the Three Sisters, from Erlin's Eye. Many of you are not in Olive. Many are not in Olive any longer, taking their own paths across the belt and beyond. But we acknowledge them all, remember them all. Lost and found, present the absent, because without them there will be no colony here. Before the wreck, Oliviara was a handful of berry bays, a scrap of hideout, a place for the old and tired mercenaries like me to hide themselves from the universe and forget what they had done. But when the Pilgrim Seed was wrecked, it brought the universe back, and I could not hide any longer. Carmen stares out across the crowd with a hard glare. We built this cantina from the Pilgrim Seed. We built our homes, our farms, our refinery. We built our independence from their failed hope. A rustle of discomfort goes through the crowd. Carmen pauses to let this settle. We should not be ashamed or afraid of this. We will remember this gift. We will build on it, this cycle and every cycle after. We will thank them with our actions. The crowd mutters agreement. Carmen takes a breath and straightens up. A weight seems lifted from him, the weight of testimony. Now here in this room with you, I will thank them with my laughter. A cheer goes up. I will thank them with my joy, with my celebration. Another roar of approval. We will all thank them as loudly and as chaotically as we can. The room erupts into cheers and applause. Join in. You cheer and applaud too. You whoop, and Seraphim laughs nearby, and then you feel a pair of hands on your arms, Candace pulling at you, grinning and crying. You feel another hand on your arm, Seraphim dragging you into the crowd. Suddenly, you're in the dark thick of the crowd, so many bodies in one room, dancing and spinning and shouting. It's like nothing you've ever seen. You notice the rest of the crew. In the melee, a flash of familiar faces, here and among the master colonists. You see Xander being thrown up in the air by a group of different kids of different ages, laughing madly as he bounces off the ceiling. And for the rest of this cycle, you think about nothing else but the joy of those around you, the joy it instills in you. Dude, These little like side ending stories are quite, honestly, really quite good. You awaken the birth, the same light that always shines on the belt, shining incessantly through the window. You are slow to rise, slow to begin this fresh cycle. At some point, Seraphim arrives at the back of the rig with no indication of whether he slept or not. You find him in the cockpit, leaning in the pilot's chair, looking at the lights of Olive and smiling. Good party, he chuckles. Not sure I've seen anything like it. Same. Seraphim laughs again. You really let it all go, huh? He shakes his head. I love to see it. Seraphim yawns and stretches. So he sniffs. Olive is all fixed up, Collins so happy, blah blah blah. Where to now? Back to Darkside. That's what you want, he grins. That's what we'll do. Seraphim pauses a moment, something passing over him that makes him shiver. I heard from Tala. He looks away. Wellspring is still in transition, but the Union Council is taking over. Kirk got what he wanted. The blockade will come down soon, but, he sighs, I'm not sure if I'm ready to revisit the place yet. He looks at you and smiles. When I come back to Tala, I want to have something to show for myself, you know. I get it. Family. He shrugs. Maybe once the reboot is done, we can go... maybe we can visit then. Seraphim takes a breath. We'll get there some cycle soon. You're unsure if Seraphim is trying to convince you or himself. He stretches out, shaking off his feelings for now, though the belt is ours to explore. Averia filled our tanks, so it's really up to you where we go. He gets up. While you're deciding, I'm going to dig up some breakfast, and he guides out of the cockpit. You take a moment to look across the tiny lights of Olive dwarfed by the crater and the wreck that sits at the far end. Not bad at all, you think. Alright, so we've got one story left. We just want to build Junie's archive, and Junie has been a really cool member of the team. God, so I gotta go back to like here probably. Go to the scatter yards. We'll buy fuel, then we'll go to Greenbelt. Hold up, there's actually something we can do here. I swear there's a trophy thing we can do here, dude. I swear it's at the scatter yards. Let's have a look at this. See what we can do here. Oh, this is just this is something we never did early on. Okay, well that doesn't really help us. Are we missing a place? Give me half a second here, boss. Mushroom proud in the scatter yards. Unlike the guy who paints jobs at the very top of the map by impressing him. The very top. Oh my god, there's a guy all the way up here. Oh my god, no cooperate. He'll give you a mission to unlock paint jobs by getting inspiration from other locations. There are 3 paint jobs to get them. You get them in Fast Spindle, Greenbelt, and the Hollow. Well, how about that? Didn't realize there was a guy up there. We're gonna do this. There are 3 paint jobs. So it's I didn't realize there was a guy all the way out here. God, I wish we could 1 stress. That's awesome. The spent drive. We got like legitimately like two to 3 more things to do, and then we can call it. Another flicker before waking. So we're about to get another permanent glitch. You wake slowly and stare at the flickering stars of the rocks of the built. You thought the panic wash over you. Did they pass? Yes. The reboot is anything but. That's just it's saying that we've got another permanent glitch, which we know is like going to happen because we have only a certain amount of time to do all this. But we actually are pretty much done. So we want to talk to this guy. There's some quality work you've been doing, the voice booms through the locker room after your ship fitter shift. But what are you doing, grunt work, sleeper? Sabua. You see a large man with a metal arm and patterned clothes. You've spent enough time here to immediately know this is the owner of the yard as well as the ship fitter. Well, Sabua wipes one metallic hand on a cloth, polishing the painted surface. What do you have to say for yourself? I needed the chits. Is that so? I know a lot of what happens in the Scatter Yard, sleeper, and what I don't know, people tell me. He smiles proudly. And I know you have a ship. Someone who has a ship, especially a ship like yours, should not be lugging around my workers' tools. He flexes his artificial arm, inspecting it. That, to a person like me, is a waste. I do what I need to. I respect that, he smiles. You impress me. I want to take a look at your ship, sleeper. Sabua goes back to working on the hand. Call it professional curiosity. It's a bit drab. He looks you up and meets your eyes. An old Solheim ring, still in corporate colours. He shakes his head. No. I feel like that's your problem. People want a crew that looks the part, an outfit with an outfit, he grins. Look at my yard. I grew it from a chunk of scrap by showing people I was professional. I had standards. I made the yard recognizable. Your problem is that you are working as a shipfitter's mate when you should be imagining much more for yourself and your crew, he smiles. And so that got me thinking. I want to help you clean that old rig up, paint it up, give it the same color. He tucks away his toolbag. How does that sound? I'd love that. Perfect. The thing is, you don't just slap some paint on an old rig like that, and for this to work, we need it to reflect your crew, your style. So while I'm happily to do some painting with my team, I need you to find some inspiration. He looks out towards the locker room's lone window. Luckily, the belt is full of pattern textures and styles. There's nothing uniform about this place, and it's better for it. He looks back at you. You need to go out there and find some views, some sites, and make your own designs. Here, he proudly produces a small slate from his tool bag. It has a 64 color screen. I fixed it up myself. You take and inspect the slate made from the mismatched pieces, but eagerly so. See what you find to inspire you, and then come see me again. Thank you. I'll see what you're thinking. You're thinking, what's in it for me financially? Sabua eyes you carefully. How does this make you any chits? The other part of the proposal, while you take your voyage around the belt, you can do something for me and get paid for it. Free of charge, I will paint your rig with the look and the name of my yard here. Sabua's yard. It commands respect. He nods. Okay, he gives you a mission by getting the very top, but refuse to paint the rig with his logo. No corporate whoring, please. Okay, so we gotta say no. You take the name and the rest of the belt, represent it on your travels, spread it to other crews. For this I'll pay 300 cryo. It's mutually beneficial. You'll earn better doing this than any yard work. I get increased custom. What's not to like? Sabua awaits your response calmly, but you feel his expectant eyes on you. I don't think so. That's a shame. Are you sure you won't reconsider? Think of what 300 cryo would mean. It's not a small amount, especially for doing nothing. Sorry, no thanks. Not to worry, he smiles. I understand your crew, your identity. I don't wish to question that. Keep the slate. He waves his arms at you. and put it away. Go find some inspiration, bring me those designs. I don't want to see you back in this shipyard. You need to be out there. He smiles. It was a pleasure, and before you can say anything else, he is gone. Oh, there's a new drive. Repaint the rig. Right. So we need to go to Fast Spindle, Greenbelt, and the Hollow. These are all kind of where we need to go anyway, so this is huge. Greenbelt view. Okay, only having been 2 dice down is kind of a little sucky, I'm not gonna lie. I am not gonna lie, it is a little sucky. We need to go to Fast Spindle, sell a bunch of stuff, make a little bit of money. Oh, I see, it's only a chance though, it's only a chance that we get glitch dice. So we'll do that. We'll come here, buy a bunch of fuel. We've got that. Now we need to go to Fast Spindle and the Hollow, but on the way to Fast Spindle, we need to stop at Helion Gate. And what do we need to get? 8 Solheim data, I believe. Which, this is a fucking brilliant start to getting 8 Solheim data. That sucked. Let's eat. Also, let's just use these 2 glitch dice to see if we can lower that stress. Right, how many have we got? 2. God damn. This is gonna be fun. We got rid of that stress. It's gonna take us a couple days. We don't want to search for supplies. We want to get Solheim data and a bunch of it. Fucking hell. Four. Need more food. It's becoming quite an expensive little journey here. I think it was 8. We'll grab 9 just to be sure. Fuck, if we were getting like... You know what, it's fine. These rolls are fine for what it is, but... We can't even do that. I just wish it would stop rolling me ones, like... I've already got 2 glitch dice, please stop fucking me on the rolls, please game, please, 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 please. I kinda wanna get out of here. To lower this stress again. Right, one more turn, then we'll leave and we'll grab the rest on the way back through. Don't screw me. Oh, this is... fine, I guess. 6, 7, 8. Huge. We'll grab this. 8. We'll come and grab one more on the way back. Okay, why does it keep taking me? Where's my rig here? Eat some food. Go here. So, hold up. Why is it doing this? Every time I try and do this, it... Holmes Rock. What was the other one we needed to go to? The Hollow. Where the hell's the Hollow? That's the Hollow. Okay, let's go to Fast Spindle. We should have a location here to grab. It must be a very high chance to roll those glitch dice, because basically every turn we roll them. +3 would have been way better there for us, but it is what it is. Let's go to here, refill fuel, refill food, come down to the rig here, and cycle. Oh, we got lucky there. Come back up here, grab that. Huge. Come down to the rig. We will go to the bunk. Get rid of this stress. Huge. Come back here. Travel to the gate. Fuck. Okay, we have 3. We have 3 now. Not great. We grab this and we get 9. Huge. Now we can leave here. We come to Greenbelt. We're nearly done. We're nearly done. The reboot is going to take place in the next 5-ish minutes, I reckon. Fill up on fuel. We're also nearly broke, so it's got to be nearly done. We come here. We come over to here. Honestly, we just throw this, see what happens. It just says action failed. Okay, so there's no negative to throwing these dice in. Right, what else have we got here that we can do? Let's just sell this processed scrap real quick. We are kind of using all of our money on this attempt to get spray paint for our ship. Okay, hopefully we can have this done. Huge. So that's done now. We head back to the scatter yards, talk to Old Bloke, then we head to Darkside, talk to Junie, reboot, games 1. Sleeper, he meets you in the side of the shipyard. Good to see you here once again. Tell me, did you find inspiration out there in the belt? He smiles. I did. Let me see your work. He holds out his hand and passes. As you pass him the colour slate, lovely, he scrolls through the sketches. I'll pass your designs on to my crew, where they will build on them. Send your gestures to the yard. They're the best ship fitters in all the belt, as you know. If you come to my yard and speak with them, you may choose whichever design you desire. He squints at the slate. This hollow drawing is really quite interesting. I'm a busy man, and we must get to business. He folds his arms. I believe you have the same to do. But imagine, if you will, flying on your next contract in a fresh, lively, a beautiful reinvention of the sunny yard. He gestures. When your clients ask why your rig is so beautiful, feel free to send them to me. He smiles, bows, and turns to leave. You watch him go, still unsure if his entire attitude is an act meant to confuse you into consent. He's a hard man to dislike, but there is something about him you can't quite put a finger on. Either way, it's hard to feel a little thankful for the chance he gave you to look at the belt with your eyes, even if it was while flying on one of the most garnished ships ever seen. And we got proud rig owner. Well, how much is it going to cost to repaint our ship? It would be a shame not to. 15. Let's do that. What's that ship look like? Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I like that. Right, finish the reboot, build Junie's archive. Do we have enough fuel to get back to Darkside? We do. Right, get rid of that. Let's go talk to Junie. Pep facility. Hopefully we have... Okay, we only needed 6. You've been waiting for what feels like a long time. Junie insists you can't help, so you find yourself floating in the baking heat of the Hapet mainframe while she taps away at her terminal. As you do, you can't help but shake the feeling of a presence nearby, one that you are coming to understand as some remnant of the Overseer. You don't know if the Overseer was ever really a person, but now, with this many shelves combined and dispersed, their consciousness expanding to fill the vast space of the HAPAP and its network, they surely aren't even close to human anymore. You think of them as a ghost, but perhaps now they are better understood as something less mournful, a system, a process, a thing becoming. The entire station is their body. You can't help but wonder how that feels. And we're ready. Junie hits a key on her terminal with percussive force. It will take a little while, and she'll be online in a few moments. She looks flustered with excitement. She? Weren't you listening last time? Junie squints. Don't tell me you drifted off. I was thinking about the Overseer. Junie shakes her head. Then you don't know. She suddenly looks concerned. A voice screeches out of the terminal. It descends in a pitch from a squeal to a speaking. Then below the mainframe, a flickering projection appears as the first line, and then as a solid light. It's the Warden, dude. Welcome visitors, Warden flicks and wipes. I am Warden, please the image jerks and flicks and then blinks out. Shit. Junie taps the terminal. I need to reconfigure her for the HAPAP environment. The Warden? Seriously? What? Junie doesn't look up from the terminal. I told you last time we need a way to process and understand all this data. The Warden is perfect. This better not blow up in our faces. It won't. Junie glances over her shoulder. I've taken precautions. She can't hurt us. The technician is right. Warden clipped. Voice echoes through the cavernous mainframe bay. My protocol is operating under safe mode limitations. Warden blink. Blind eyes stare out over your head. Do not be concerned, Officer Duller. I'll fix that. Junie chuckles. What about the archives? Warden is our archive. She can sort the data, has an interface, answer queries from anyone who visits. Junie smiles. Come on, you have to admit it's pretty cool. You look at the statue figure of the Warden, once at the heart of Solheim's intelligence. Gathering operations across the belt. Could such a tool of corporate oversight ever be used for something good? Look, watch this. Junie turns to the Warden. Warden, provide the last known location of every Solheim vessel above Riga class in the Starward Belt. Immediately, technician. Warden draws a circle with a pointed figure and expands it. filling with bright specks. A first hundred, then thousands, a constellation of sights. See, Ginny grins, this is our future built on the foundation of our past. These tools are ours now. You look at the arc of specks, the point of light describing the shape of a long-dead corporation's power. This is incredible. Ginny smiles. It is. People need to know what this system is built on. Warden can do that and expose that. It will be up to us to reshape the ruins into something new. I knew when I saw her that I couldn't leave her there alone in the dark. I've been in that dark pit and I can't condemn another being to it. Ginny looks at the placid warden. Human or not, how we treat her is a test of our values, of the world we project. I couldn't agree with Ginny more on that. Data is not a currency, it is not a commodity, it is an immaterial output of a system, a structure, a society. Ginny meets your eye. This will be our place to uncover that system for ourselves. She looks around the chaotic trailing wires and floating terminals. Once I've cleaned up a bit, she laughs. You and Ginny spend a little longer in the mainframe sorting cables and offering a warden casual queries. Not all of them return useful information, and Ginny begins listing out changes she will need to make. After a while, you both find yourself tiring, heads aching with all the fresh information you have crammed into them. So you close up the core and ascend back through the layers of the facility to the Darkside surface. As you do, you feel the history of each strata, the layer they make up this place, the belt beyond. Now more than ever, it feels tangible to you, as if it contains not only the past, but the promise of a future as well. Whew. And finish the reboot. But of course, let's grab our last upgrade. We didn't really focus. I kind of got lucky and I... like +1 to affected dice, +1 to affected dice. I guess you could go pretty heavy into minus stress, but that relies on a positive outcome. I like the way we played. I like the level system as well. Right, let's reboot. Reboot data. Start action. You turn Seraphine's coin over and over in your fingers as you stand in flicker row, crowds pushing past on their way to whatever future awaits them. Your fingers glide over the worn metal as you imagine tellers have in moments of anticipation. Perhaps others, before the coin came to be tellers, have repeated the same ritual, the same nervous routine, but their fingers were human, born, not made. Their intrusive thoughts make you slip the coin into your pocket quickly, as if it had delivered a shock. As you hear it, yo, dude, she's one of my favorite characters. I really liked her in the first game. She's so good in the second game. You hear a hiss and the door of the shop slides open, revealing Akita. You see her eyes scan the crowds almost defensively. Before she spots you there, it nods in her direction. Hey. She looks around for a moment, then approaches you. She looks tired, but her stubborn ferocity bubbles under the surface. Bliss is waiting for you. She nods back towards the shop, which I guess is why you're hanging around out here, nervous. Of course. She looks around the crowd. Look, Sleeper, if you want my advice, you have to find a way to keep up with yourself. Change is constant, but sometimes you can get left behind. Akita looks away, the signs of flicker row reflected in her eyes. I just remembered I owe you an explanation. I promised to tell you why I want Yasubo out if we managed it. She shakes her head. I guess I'm not very good with promises. Why did you? Akita is still staring at the signs. I grew up here, Sleeper. Did you know that? She doesn't wait for an answer. After I came to the belt, after Bliss and I, she paused, not wanting to say it. When I had nothing left, this is where I came. And when I got here, my home was gone, she grimaces. The Yasubo bastards had destroyed it, strangled the life out of it. I was looking for something to fight for on my own terms. Darkside became that for me, she sighs. That's all you're getting, promise kept. Akita looks over her shoulder. Look, Bliss won't be happy if they saw me out here, chatting to you when you're already late for your appointment. She smiles. to herself. And I don't need more reason for Bliss to be unhappy with me. She grabs you by the shoulders and steers you towards the shop entrance. I'll catch you after, but don't worry. She pushes you towards the door and then turns away and disappears into the lights of Flicker Row. You take the final moment, then you will yourself inside, leaving the glimmering lights and the shifting crowd behind. Bliss is perched at a console. They turn as you enter. Finally, they smile weakly. You are making me think you wouldn't show. I'm ready. I'm sure Seraphim told you, but everything is ready. Bliss gestures to the couches with straps, freshly built connectors, and a bundle of wires at one end. I hope it will be comfortable for you both. Feeling confident? As confident as I can be, Sleeper. Bliss goes over to one of the other benches to triple check the connector wires. This is uncharted territory for us all. I've run tests and simulations, but each Sleeper is different, and you in particular are so very different from your stock frame. Flint has been very patient in allowing me to use them as a reference point. Bliss forces a smile. It's you who is doing me a favor, Bliss. Flint leans in the open doorway, watching you both. Their pale face even more drained of color than usual. Flint comes inside the shop and nods. Let's do this. They take a shaky breath. I'm ready. Flint and Bliss go silent, and the sound of the crowd outside filters gently into the room, mixing with the whine of the air cycler and the hum of terminals. There's not much more to say. Bliss looks at you both. Okay, they pause. Let's begin. Bliss helps you and Flint onto your couches and settles there and slides your arms and legs under the straps that will keep you in place, the connector with a thick bundle of wires above your head. It's hard not to feel exposed lying there on your back, anticipating what is to come. It is even harder when the memory of waking up to this very same feeling, with its bundles of dangling tech and scratch plating, forces itself into your mind. You've been here before. Last time you woke up to fear and panic. Woke up to a desperate escape and a shattered mind. A reboot interrupted. The thought sets you trembling. But then, staring up at the same ceiling, the trembling dissipates. After all, you are back here now. This means you have survived the crisis, grew from it, and took the hit and bounced back unbeaten. All good there? Bliss' face floats into vision. All good. Bliss smiles. How about you, Flint? You turn your head to see Flint lying beside you, stiff and still. They manage a tight-lipped nod. Looking at Flint staring at the ceiling like you were a moment ago, you feel a rush of sympathy. After all, they haven't faced this before like you have. They're stepping into a future they cannot see. You have been here before, and now you are just completing the journey. I don't really like Flint. Let's look at the ceiling. You turn your head and look up the same feeling Flint is staring at, and you close your eyes. I'm connecting you to the terminal. Bliss's voice already distant, lost in the noise. You feel the cold click of the connector, the sense of flowing data. I'll be here when you wake up. In the dark, you feel restless. Dude, the mood change? It was crazy. You shuffle your fingers, adjust your position against the couch. It takes you a moment to notice the sound has gone, the rumble of the crowds, the hum of the machines. The detail unsettles you, and so you search for reassurance. You think of Bliss' words, I'll be here when you wake up. You focus them on the possibility of waking up, of being somehow renewed. But what would renewal look like? Your eyes are blinking into the lights of Flicker Row, Bliss, Seraphim, the renewed Flint beside you. What then? Travel. A line sketching out on the screen, a vector, leading ever onwards. Why stop now? But how far does the line stretch? What does it encompass? Maybe beyond? The belt is an edge, a stopping off point, and little more. A line could be drawn as far as anyone could imagine out there, and why not? The vector does not always know its end. Who will you take there? Yeah, let's go do Eugene and the fraction drive thing. I'm guessing this is like what we're meant to, like, this is, we're setting our goals, I assume. This is the end of the game, but still, it's cool. Eugene's fraction drive could extend the vector beyond all reason. Extent extend it beyond what you could imagine. You anticipate the slow construction, the sourcing, the planning, all in service of that white-hot moment of escape. An image, Eugene reporting arrival in a new system, a trade system, vast, glittering, slowly growing in the cockpit. Plans already growing, contracts, contacts, and trades all stretched out ahead of you like threads, just waiting for you to choose which one to pull. You feel the rumble of a fraction drive in your body. You can outrun everything, and you know it. Then you feel it, the incessant pulling of a thread and the unraveling of your very self. The reboot comes on slow, an icy seeping into your mind. Little pieces of you flake off in the flow, fading with distance. You hear a voice, Bliss's voice so far away. You reach for it, stretch your every sense towards its familiar warmth. I'm starting the reboot. It is a whisper in the wind, pulled away from you the moment it is spoken. See you on the other side. All of a sudden you wish you could make it stop. The incessant entropy. I hate that word. I always entropy of time. I always struggle to pronounce it. The trembling of rocks through space, getting further apart with each cycle, disappearing into the vacuum ahead. The decay of cells, the degradation of code, the corrosion and rot of rust. You wish in this moment to freeze it all, so you might hang on to it, preserve the warmth, the light, the softness at the heart of things. This thought grips you, tears into you like fear. You feel the ice creeping in, and you know that everything will be lost, if not now, then mere moments away. But then you feel it, impossibly. Seraphine's coin, warm and smooth by worry, turning in your hand. Time has been pressed into that coin by hands, fingers. It is a near infinite record of transient touches, each one shaping it in some way. It is worn and worthless, it is bent and broken, and it is beautiful in all of those things. Dude, this game's so good, dude. Holy shit. And so you press your thumb against it, your crook callous thumb, again and again, because you're a broken thing. You have nothing left but that brokenness, and the beauty that shines through it. And then, somewhere nearby, a button is pressed, and all at once, one thing ends and a new thing begins. That's beautiful, dude. Oh, straight into credits. We don't even know. We don't even know if it works. Holy shit, dude. I gotta Google whether there's a Sleeper Citizen 3 real quick. The third installment in the Sleeper Citizen series, titled Citizen Sleeper 3, is currently in development and expected to be released as a tabletop game. What does that mean? Indicated that he's transitioning away from video games to focus on tabletop adaptations, which will be the next step in the Citizen Sleeper series. Dude. I don't want to play a tabletop game. I hate tabletop games. I don't hate them. This is over an exaggeration. I do play tabletop games. This series is very good. Dude, I might end up playing more games like this, if I'm honest with you. Because this was just a beautiful game. I'm talking about number 1 and number 2. Like, number 1 I thought was just an exceptionally and incredible and amazing game. You know, I played it when I didn't really feel like playing a game. I was like, had a massive headache, felt terrible, and still that game managed to hook me in such a negative state. well, not you know what I mean. Like I wasn't prepared for a visual novel, but the storytelling's phenomenal. The story itself of 1 and 2, I really like number 2. I think it's considerably more difficult than number 1, but there really is a massive beauty to it. What a phenomenal game. Now we'll see if there's anything after these credits. Possible futures. There's not. That's just the end. Dude, it leaves it on the cliffhanger of like, did the reboot work? Oh, far out, dude. What a great game. Holy shit. What a fantastic little game. Right, what have I got left to do? I literally only have like a couple of things. I have to play through the game again, make a couple of different choices, recruit a couple of different people that we missed, and I will have platinumed it. I'm probably going to do that now, but I'm going to cheat when I do it. I'm going to use the little exploit there is. Thank you for stopping by, and everybody who joined on the Sleeper Citizen 2 and Sleeper Citizen 1. Not something I intended to do, but that's quite common on this channel. Is I kind of just I'm very obsessive when it comes to something, and then I'll have plans. Like there's other games that I want to play and go and finish, and other things that I want to do, but then I end up getting distracted by stuff like this, and then end up having an incredible experience. This has been really, really good. So, you know, like, subscribe, do all that good stuff. If you've been interested or enjoyed, it means the world to me. Most importantly, I hope you enjoyed. Go play these games for yourself, experience the stories yourself firsthand, because they are so good. Most importantly, I hope you have a lovely day. I'll see you tomorrow if you drop by, where the new Star Wars game's coming out at 1 o'clock my time, and I'll be streaming it. So I'll be on about 1:10 to 1:30, probably Australian fucking time, whatever that is. Have a good one. Cheers.